And to be honest with you, that 150 to a lot of people to be comfortable for a 3-4 hour flight, it just makes sense to them to do that, right? And I was on American, I wasn't on Delta, but that's where they're making a lot of the money. They're not really making a lot of the money from economy.
Yeah. From the upgrades and stuff you're saying. I haven't flown Delta in a few years, but yeah, no, they last I remember they weren't too bad here.
They weren't too bad.
But yeah, it seems like it did try to react off of some of this news in the pre-market session. Aggressive increase of that relative volume
right there,
coming into the open, and then boom, it just goes nowhere. Right?
Nowhere, yeah.
Just the relative volume drops down to 3 from all the way from 20. So I guess most of it just getting, I guess, churned and digested in the pre-market session. But yeah, let's take a look at the daily.
Oh, look at this, Ob. I think you'll like it, man. I think you're gonna like this chart, Ob.
Ooh.
This is not a bad looking chart,
no,
man.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Some decent. I mean, sure, it has its ups and downs, but look at the ebbs and flows, higher highs and higher lows.
Exactly.
Right. So
exactly. Oh, we just put in all-time highs on Delta last week. Let me just double check that, make sure. I'm going to go to the monthly here just to make sure I'm not wrong. No, that was all-time highs. We got, hold on, yeah, last week. Last week was all-time highs for Delta. We got into, I believe, 95.68. This week is 95.53, so a triple top there at 95. So, you know, clearly they're doing something right if they're all-time highs. So.
Yeah, no, I like the look. I like the look.
You see what time it is?
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people bought airlines during the COVID crash, and they're still holding them.
Good for them.
Yeah,
That's smart.
Solid trade.
That's a move, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you think that airlines were gonna stop?
You think
COVID, right?
the stocks would just fly away?
No.
You know, come on. They're not going anywhere.
Okay. With that pun, and we're 2 minutes over. That means the boys, they owe me and Joey on Monday a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So shout out to the boys.
I'll
Thanks
get my
for coming
minutes
on,
out.
Ob. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope our viewers have a fantastic weekend as well. I'm going to send it over to the big guys for the afternoon show. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Hey, welcome everybody. The best thing about this whole, like, oh, they owe you 2 minutes, you guys don't know the show Cheers, which was an absolute classic in the 80s. I'm going to date myself here. But Norm had a tab that he never had to pay.
Right.
And that's basically how it rolls. Like, if you're old school,
that's how it's going to work around here.
That is exactly how it works.
No.
Okay, so Sharif just turned to us and said, was that Ted Danson?
No.
He's in.
Norm.
No?
Yeah, he's the bartender.
He's the main. That's Sam. That's Sam. Yeah. But Norm was, I don't know, kind of the.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Emotional.
I think he passed away. Yeah.
Ralph. Was it Ralph something?
Something. Yeah, some sort of name.
Ralph
like that.
something.
Ralph or Roger or something.
Either way, great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic show. But you know what, everybody?
What?
You know what's also pretty fantastic? Getting some updates from Origenics.
Oh, yeah.
And that is ticker OGEN on the NYSE American. This company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury. That's an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. And alongside that, they spent the year strengthening their balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus is shifting to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. That is OGEN, ticker at the NYSE American. I want to thank them for sponsoring this portion of the show. George Wendt, you got it right. That's it. George Wendt.
Yeah.
That was a great show. Cliff
Pretty
and
classic.
Norm were like the heart and soul
Yeah,
of that
for sure,
show.
for sure.
Woody was pretty great
It was
too.
a lot of fun, that show.
It was a great show, man. As a kid, yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah, it was not really I mean, I don't really know any sitcoms anymore. I don't know what the last thing. We started watching Amazing Race Canada. That's on now.
That's still on.
Yeah, one of the guys is
love
Maestro
that show.
Fresh West is one of the guys on Amazing.
Yo, I'm watching that for sure.
Exactly. So
Done
Canadian
deal.
legend Maestro Fresh West.
serious?
Let those backbones slide.
He's got to be like,
Yeah, I think probably like 50.
yeah, he's older than that.
Yeah, I would think so. He's pretty old, but and then right now, I'm not even sure what other shows are around. There was the spin-off of the show that this guy likes, the Brain one. Anyways, doesn't matter. We'll just keep on going through the trading today. Remember earlier on today, we felt like it was that going with Sheldon.
I know that
Big Bang. No, yeah, Big Bang.
Young
Theory.
Sheldon or the Young Sheldon?
Young Sheldon.
Are you talking about the spinoff after Young Sheldon?
Yeah, the one.
It's
with
it's what is it? I don't know. Is it something in Georgie's first wedding?
Yes. It's Georgie something. Yeah.
Mandy and Georgie's first wedding.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. That's one of the newer ones out there. I don't know. Let me know if there's any other sitcoms anybody's watching out there. Sitcoms used to be the jam, man. We used to run home, every Thursday night, watch some Office, or you'd watch Seinfeld, or whatever. And nowadays everything's just being streamed, right? So you don't have to set your VCR. Wait a second. What's a VCR over around here? What's a Betamax? Does anybody know anything about that?
We had a Betamax.
Yeah, so did we. So, but yeah. Anyways, Saved by the Bell, the Simpsons. Come on, the Simpsons. Very, very old. I still like to watch South Park, though. I mean, there's no doubt. South Park is still a classic.
Goated.
For sure. Yeah. So we took. It took a couple times, man. I'm not going to act like it was a clean break here of 208, but the funny part about it is we were trading SK Hynix and everything, and then all of a sudden, my Nvidia trade broke, and it's because in the morning we had set our stop loss, and I never bothered to cancel it. Sorry, not a stop loss, a stop to get in, a trigger long, right there at 208, because we had saw Nvidia ramp. I mean, knew we wanted this name. It was a good job the last couple of days with Nvidia. And it broke. We took about 30 or 40 cents, and then it re-broke 08. Then I took it again. This time we were able to run it up to about $1. That's dollar clubbing right there. Then it fell down on some kind of a news story there in the middle of the day. I'll have to go look back at that 11:42. And then I was like, nah, that's not it. And then we bought it again and right back to the upside. So a couple attempts there on Nvidia for the long, and that's what we're holding on to right now. I mean, everyone's going to want to know what happened on SK Hynix, I imagine. It was a good one. We got stopped out when it broke 170, but we only had probably less than 5% left. Once it made its move, we got 175, 175. It was good, man. Most of the outs here above 174. So that was really good. We always, that first little execution was up here, 171.50, kept on going. And it was a little choppy there, for sure off the open. And, it did look like it was even going to break. These wicks are real, man. It came back to 170. So, and I still go by, this is a very risky to take an opening print. It came back a couple times, and you could have almost done the exact same thing twice. So it was just boom, 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 out. And it was a big one, right? But I'd said in the chat, I took 5% of the shares that I took on SpaceX, and not really sure why we didn't get a little more jiggy with it there and took a little bit more. But it's it's a new experience. The next time we get a 25 billion, which probably never offering there, from switching back over from one exchange to another.
Rare.
Yeah, Alibaba was. We talked about Alibaba. There was 22 billion. So, anyways, that's my story on SK Hynix. And then, honestly, man, it's $50 for 100 shares.
No, it came down.
To what?
It came down to 22 cents.
Okay, so $22 for 100 shares. So yeah, that probably would have been reasonable there. Look at VWAP, and I was looking at it, and I should have got another quote there, like Neil did, but
I too late because I just missed it.
Oh yeah.
I just saw VWAP now. I paid for it, and I'm like, it's whatever.
And it's going to break. I'm going to check
if it
again.
comes back.
It's going to break 170. I think it's probably worth.
I think it's
taking another short there in SK Hynix. But yeah, welcome everybody back to the show. Make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe button as we get ready for a weekend. Tomorrow's Girls' Day at High Park, so it's a big girls celebration for girls baseball and everything like that. So we're ready to rock and roll for that. And then my mother's birthday actually on Sunday.
Oh, nice! Happy birthday!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she's gonna be.
You're watching that.
Gonna be celebrating that 73 years old. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're happy
Living
for
the good
that.
life.
Hopefully, little barbecue.
You guys doing
Oh no, I think you know what I think she wants to do, and actually order in Chinese or something. Yeah, she doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to. And I said, look, let me bring over something. We'll barbecue something. She said no, and that was that. So
that's
I'm like, we'll do it because we haven't had Chinese in forever. I feel like Chinese food is not like a summer thing.
It's not,
it's not, right? It's
really,
more so.
It really isn't. That being said, it was literally yesterday.
Yeah, she wanted it.
These guys were all talking to you. Were the one that was bringing up General Tao, and
I'm going to order that.
I've been fiending for General Tao chickens for the last 24 hours. Okay, so 170 is gonna break. I'm crossing 20 cents. If I get it, I get it. If I don't.
You did pay for shorts.
Oh, wait a minute.
Did you?
Oh, that's right. Shoot, I had an offer and a stop, so I can actually have my stop break short. So I have to put that back in. I'm only gonna cross 20 pennies on it. and then we'll see. Let's go.
Oh my God, I put in SpaceX. It came out 2 cents. I was like, yes.
SpaceX?
No, but I put the wrong name. I'm so used to requiring SpaceX shorts.
Well, you can pay for those too. You probably need it.
What's in this iced coffee after all?
I believe we're going to Adair at the desk. I think I heard. I think. Yes, we're going to Adair.
SK Hynix, we have more comments from this company's CEO coming through. He said about 30 minutes ago, as we mentioned, that he believes the memory chip shortage could continue past 2030. Now he's saying that among a couple different U.S. candidates for a future wafer fab, they have not yet made a decision as to where they're going to do that fabrication. Furthermore, he sees 2027 as the worst year in that memory shortage cycle that he does expect to pass here through 2030. This is, again, just from a supply perspective. Back to you.
Thank you there, Adara. Just saying, have a good weekend there to Sharif. We got about we got 50 minutes until power hour.
Here comes 170.
There's a bit of a bid here.
Yeah, I'm going short. I just paid for them $24 for 100 shares. So we'll
it went up by 2 cents.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right, so here we go, man. I'm going to take half a unit on the break of 170 and then see what winds up happening, and hopefully we can capture some kind of profit down there. The last time it broke, that was the very first time it broke, actually, was the only time it broke, I guess. I mean, it battled back and forth, but that initial break right there, that's a 169.10 fill or something. So the slippage be for real right now on SK.
It was full dollars.
But that's the first time it broke, right? So, and then it goes all the way down to 166. I'm assuming that was real. So nice battle back. Let's see. Hey, it just gave you 170 long again. So there you go, right? It might just be a 170 bid today, but we'll see what happens with SK Hynix. And if you remember what SpaceX had done, well, you know what, I'm going to call it up on a different charting platform, but SpaceX had faded off at the end of the day there on its IPO. And the thing about that was, it was a little different story because it never broke the 150 except for right away, first thing in the morning, right? And here's SpaceX on its IPO day again. And I zoomed out like crazy so I could show it to you. But there it was. So SpaceX, here, zoom back in a little bit and show you what it was doing there at the end of the day on its first day of trade. Zoom in, here it is. This is the day we're looking for right here. So there's SpaceX comes up, and then basically starting at 1 o'clock, so an hour ago, it started to make the moves down. Then there's the break. And when we sort of broke that most recent level, there it is. It just did break right. Did it break? I don't know. I just got short there.
It must have broken.
Okay.
I got
169.81. So there it goes, man. SK Hynix right
that's
now
not
short.
bad slippage.
You got 84s? Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. So we'll wait to see what happens now. Obviously, we want to make a little bit of profit here. So let's put.
It's already at the half.
Yeah. Let's put some bids down here. More near 166 and change. Looks like we'll be okay. There, we'll bid some out right now at 50. We get that fill. It's just 30 cents, but hey, man, if we took 100 shares there, we've already paid for that short, right? So, I really do believe that you have to take a little bit of profit, pay for your wares first, and then we'll see if we can get a little bit more money on the downside. So let's go now a little bit lower here. Wow, what a rejection of that 170 short. But hey, who knows? Went to 169.50. So you got 50 cents if you wanted it. And now we'll wait to see if there's another push down. I'm bidding 50s and I'm bidding 30s, and then we'll see. There it is. And then we'll see if we get a little bit of a lower take now on SK Hynix. What is this fill right there? Okay, that's 169 flat. Hopefully we'll get that, and we'll work off of it. So yeah, that's about it for me right now. We're just going to go short SK. I put a bid down there at 169. Let's put a bid at 168.50s as well. And here we go, SK Hynix. The short is now in. Look, long was all the money, but we'll put on a little bit of risk here to go short.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's worth it. Should have been at VWAP, but whatever, noticed a little bit too late. Never assume that the price is going to be too much. Always double check it. It's supply and demand when it comes to locate. So I think that's what you got to do. I do have this, here, I'm just going to update the Intel position because I actually want to reload this. I just saw it do this. Intel was a kind of like a trend break, and then it just double tapped the same level that we had and got in. I'm going to try to reload it, move the stop from HOD to this bar here, so about 110.50-ish or so. And then I have VWAP on CCL. It's not really moving as much anymore, and oil's not doing anything, so I'll probably just hold. As long as it can hold VWAP, I think we'll be fine there. But yeah, SK Hynix will be interested in. And I think it was Kilgore Trout was asking about SK Hynix, and I think you mentioned something about holding over the weekend. I actually don't like this. There's one thing taking the opening trade long. I don't like this long. Like we saw
over the weekend?
No, I just mean like in general, like right after. Like what did we see with SpaceX? What did we see with Cerberus? I don't know. Like sometimes you get a couple of days out of it of strength, but it's already losing the bid here on day one, and all bets are closing underneath 170 would be really bad. If it can manage to hold above VWAP at some point this afternoon.
It's not going down now, though.
It's not really flush. That's the thing. It's not really flushing here, so it's not that bad. But if it closes above VWAP, that'd be a much better sign of strength. They're just seeing a lot of weakness in it since making that double top. For sure, and you don't even have options yet. I think it's not.
What was the price? 149, right?
Yeah, 149. So you have a ways to go.
Yeah, you're still like 20 bucks higher there, and I just feel like when this trades again Sunday night in South Korea, I don't know what's going to happen with SK Hynix and where that price is going to be come Monday. So yeah, I agree with Neil there. I don't really like. It's up to everybody else, but I don't really like an overnight hold here. And let it settle down, and let's get some upgrades and downgrades and all that stuff. You're going to get some analyst action coverage.
Exactly.
Remember, it's also trading SKHY. They're going to get rid of the V on Monday. So there it is. Yes, sir. Let's go. To the downside right here for SK Hynix. So nice little move there. We just got 169 in the account there. So, hey, man, we cooking with gas now, baby. There it is. Yes, sir. I don't know if the guys on the midday were trading this very much. I'm not sure.
Obi was in it most of the day.
Okay, good. So Obi was. They both
had the open, and Obi was trading it on some of the dip buys.
Oh, dip buys. Okay. Yeah. So here we go, man. Nice little downside. I was just wondering because I sat down here. I didn't hear too much about it, but there it is. Nice downside play here for SK Hynix. We both got this. Let's see what winds up happening. Now it is a smooth dollar. I mean, we just took the stage over here, man, and now it's $1 in. We'll see what winds up happening here to the downside. Good trading there, and then so we're $1 in on that. We're $2 in over here, but I mean, I have more shares in SK Hynix. So let's have a quick little look at Nvidia. Let's put an offer out right there, taking 08. And we'll just work off that. Breaking through 210 might be the next little stage there for NVDA downside. But yeah, man, Bitcoin holding pretty good today, 63.5. I guess we can get rid of this. This is the imbalance locator that we once looked at there. There's SK Hynix. So there's the final print that should have gone off at the open, about 11.95 million shares, right, of SK Hynix going off there at the open. Let me just see if that's actually right. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like that's almost exactly on.
Should be dead.
Well, it looks like it's 12.3 or so, but whatever. Could have been dark pools and all that stuff. That's counted in this first. This is the first minute, actually. Yeah. So that's right. So it would have been 11.95 million. This first is the first minute, how many shares it did. So yeah, man, that's a big print to start the day off. It's SK Hynix, and we'll see what winds up happening there. But it's all the way back up, man. That's why you got to take some covers. We got a nice cover there at 168.80s. Down there. So far, 168.73 our best cover there for 10%. But all right, we'll keep on watching at SK Hynix.
Yeah, and overall, if you're wondering what's going on with the market, look, try to remember, SK Hynix is moving around, been a great stock for a lot of people to trade today, but it is still a Friday in the summer, so volumes are pretty low. It is a good thing that the market's up and got back into the green. It was a bit of a dump off. You guys saw what happened this morning with USO and that nonsensical move. That really just flushed things out. Great rebound. We're looking pretty strong on the session, but it's very much that I feel like we could have one of those slow pullbacks on the Qs the way things are going. But anyways, the only other names I'm in are again CCL off VWAP, Intel, and now this SK Hynix is pulling. I hate having to type in the 5 tickers. It's just
no, I can. That's why I couldn't even remember today. I was like SKYHV.
Like I'm struggling.
X5.
I'm trying to type it in to show you guys, and then I'm like mucking it up. I can't wait till they get rid of the V. But it just retested the 170. I don't want this breaking above even a $0.50. Like originally you might give it more, but I don't want this getting above the $0.50. It just feels like that's not the right move. The wick, the last time it broke 170, it was a heavy wick and a rebound. That's already a bottoming tail wick. If this closes green, I might just jump out of it. And then the other thing that we're in is until I didn't get the reload. I want VWAP here if we can get it. That'll be 109.40-ish or so. So I'm just gonna pop that in.
Kaboom! I just put another bid. Are we talking about SK Hynix there?
Oh yeah, I put another bid too. No, but I did put another bid.
Yeah, no, I just got it again there. So I took one at 75 and then another one at 50 there, just because it did come back. 60s and 50s there. So now I'm gonna take another bid right here. We took enough shares to be able to sort of like do this, but I don't want to, like on the way up, it would have been better for me to hold everything, but look what just wound up happening on the way back down, right? So you got to think about what the trade is, we don't have too much, memory or, there's nothing for this stock. It's just trading on a whim here today. So, if it does want to fall down, we'll get it.
Which is?
Here it is. 168. Let's go, man. I'm at 55s. Come on, 168, 55. We get a 55. Can I get a 68, 68, 69, 74? No, we do not get a 55. All right, well, we'll put a 70 then. How about that? SK Hynix, and we'll see if we get a 168.7. There it is. We get that 168.70. And now we will go over to the screen because she was at the desk, then she's at the window, and now she's at the wall. It's Adara.
Oh, this is a task.
Yeah, I have to shout out Kilgore Trout here in our chat, suggesting a new name for this segment. If I just want to shorten it, could be To the Wall. But either way here, I'm at a wall. I pulled up a chart window. We're going to talk about it here on the wall. So we're going to take a look here at these task forces. Now, we know Kevin Warsh, new Fed chair, at that Fed meeting on June 17th, 2025, he announced there's going to be a whole bunch of task forces. Now, I don't think we were maybe prepared for the sheer amount of task forces. He said there were going to be 5 task forces, 1 on communications, 1 on balance sheet policy, 1 on productivity and jobs, 1 on data, 1 on inflation frameworks. Now, as to where these people would come from for the task forces, he said at the time, and then again to moderator Sarah Eisen at the ECB Forum panel last week, that they were going to be from all across every kind of sector. They could be former members of Federal Reserve banks or different other kinds of national banks. They could be, professionals that had nothing to do with the financial world. And I have to say, he delivered what he promised, because this is a completely hodgepodge list of people. And again, we've got 3 members of each of these task forces. Let's get right into it. So Communications Task Force, you've got, honestly, I think this is kind of the standard makeup of these task forces. You've got a professor and some people who were former presidents of different kind of regional or national banks. Either you've got Arminio Fraga, who is the president of the Central Bank of Brazil. Then you also have a former Bank of England president, Mervyn King, an elderly gentleman there. If you go over to this side, balance sheet policy. Once again, you have 2 former presidents from some kind of national bank, including a Federal Reserve governor by the name of Jeremy Stein, former Fed Reserve governor, rather. And then you have a professor. Now, that makes this productivity and jobs task force completely different for a couple of different reasons. So you do still have 1 professor here, Charles I. Jones of Stanford, but then you've got 2 other completely kind of out of the box individuals. You've got Mark Andreessen, whose presence here is weird for another reason. I'll get to that in a minute. And then Asha Sharma, who is, of course, the kind of controversial Xbox executive vice president and CEO. Now, why is Mark Andreessen's presence so odd that I flagged it here? It's because he's also on President Trump's tech advisory council. So I'm not really sure the kind of Fed independence here, if you've got someone who's on both the Tech Advisory Council of the President and the Fed's task force, but we're going to have to wait and see. Now, here in data, you get the name that actually kind of left me shocked. You've got Doug McMillan, a name I immediately recognized. He's the former CEO of Walmart. He actually just left that post. So he's going to be in this data task force, along with, you guessed it, 2 more professors. Now, if you go on here to the Inflation Frameworks Task Force, you get again 2 more professors, and this man named William White, who currently is working in Canada as a senior fellow at the C.D. Howe Institute. So long story short, a lot of profs, a lot of finance experts, and a couple random people from different industries here. That is the task forces here, or the Fed Chair Kevin Warsh task forces. We're going to have to wait and see what they actually give us or bring us. But again, do not underestimate Mark Andreessen's presence here, and we'll have to wait and see what's next. That is today's segment of To the Window, To the Wall, or just To the Wall, whatever you want to call it. I'm here at a wall. We're going to be talking here every day, every afternoon around 2 to 2:30 about whatever infographic I want to bring to you guys as we send you back over to Sean and Neil.
Whatever Adara wants, whatever she wants to do at this time, it's hers. But yeah, so yeah, no, very interesting there. You just saw that Xbox CEO, 37 years old, you said, so pretty young there for that. Get some experience there. I like the Task Warsh Force there. That was a good one. And you can go check that out at Trader TV Research, right, Adara? Oh, it's not out yet. Okay, at some point.
Coming out tomorrow.
All right, coming out tomorrow, so bookmark
Stock
tomorrow.
that feed.
If you have nothing better to do on a Saturday, then check out that graphic. Well, you have tomorrow to wait for. So that
get on the hammock, read the infographic.
Yeah, get on the hammock there. There's called The Hawk. It's a new Will Ferrell movie. He's a golfer. I think I was telling you about that. When is that out? That's the next movie I want to watch. The Hawk, it's called. There it is, Netflix, The Hawk, coming out right here. Oh, July. Oh, boo, July.
It already sounds funny.
July the 16th. Yeah, it's supposed to be hilarious. I don't want to do. Marissa was talking about. I haven't even seen the trailer, but I think we want to do that, man. Anything Will Ferrell, man. I am down with that. So The Hawk. I was hoping that it was this week. I was gonna say what are we doing this weekend? But yeah, no. Maybe it's not a movie. Maybe it's a series. But anyways, that should be fun. July the 16th. So yeah, okay. So SK Hynix right now, I have 30% left, and it looks like it's going to break back above 170. And I was thinking like, hey man, if it does do that, let's get out. So let's go to that 170. I'm going to use, I mean, I've used 25 periods many times. So there goes 170, 31s. We'll just do that, man. We'll punch out, get out of it all. If it does happen, we have 30% left. And, you know, our best outs are all the way down here, 169, basically numerous times, like so many times. So, you know, to take a 30-cent hit on 30% is reasonable. I'm actually bidding 169.50 again. We just got that fill right there at 169.25. And these are all like there it is. My worst outs are 50s. So, you know, to get, we might have just got run at the very top there, but that's okay. So there's the out there at 170. Maybe we push it again, but I think that, you know, on an SK Hynix, as we zoom back out to have a better look, I still do think that we should go short again if it breaks 160, whatever that was. Yeah, there it goes. My best out there. I have two outs actually at 168.70. We have two 168.70s, a bunch of 160. Oh, that's okay. Back. I mean, that went to 170.60s. I wasn't going to hold that anyways. But I think that break might be something 168.70. So maybe we can, you know, look over there and do that. But we had some cash to the pile there on that.
Good.
And, you know, still good trade there. So we'll wait to see what ends up happening here in the afternoon with that. And you know, now 250 in the money is look what Nvidia, our good friend, has just done. And we took some out there at 210.10. Let's take another piece out right now as we're at the 50-period moving average. I am waiting up here for another fill. So 210.75, we're almost there right now. As you know, my number, I've only traded 3 names today. SoFi, TQs, Hynix, and now
I gotta stop watching that trailer.
Now Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia. So those names keep going here today, and there it goes, man.
I just watched half that trailer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to watch it myself. That's the thing, man. Maybe we have to buy Netflix shares based on one movie, maybe.
Let's go long. No, I don't know. You're not going long Netflix based on that Will Ferrell movie, but 1 minute of the trailer and I'm laughing, but it is what it is. I gotta throw that away because I can't. We gotta be focused here.
No, you don't. I'm gonna watch it.
No, we don't. It's Friday. I think it's funny.
I'm gonna watch it.
Whatever. Yeah, have a gander. They need to get some things right. Netflix, because this stock has been getting, no, in all seriousness, this has been getting woodshedded. It got destroyed this morning. At one point we were talking about, it was, the pullback in Circle, and then of course Robinhood was just dying at the open and didn't even notice how bad it was on Netflix because the eyes were going into other places. But my goodness, oh, that's right, not split adjusted, so I'm gonna use my e-signal. Look at the weekly chart on Netflix. Yuck. Like, could you be more bearish technically? Not really. I mean, you could be at the lows, but my goodness, respecting the 50 period and then filling the gap into the 200. Like, if we don't hold this, stock is in a world of trouble if it loses $70 on the weekly. Look, maybe 1 or 2 good things can make it work, but I don't know. It's got some convincing to do. The last time it bounced, like this bounce really just happened because of the Warner Brothers thing. It was an absolute free fall on the weekly. Look at how many red candles on a weekly chart in a row. I can't remember the last time I saw anything like that, and it's almost doing the same thing again. So this one is a short till it's not. We're gonna hit the wrong bear graphic. I don't like that one. We're gonna hit the bear graphic for Netflix. See the difference between the two? What a fan. That second one's so good. The quality's high. Yeah, the other one, quality. Like, what are we even doing? Like, what does that hat even have to do with, and it doesn't even make any sense. There's just nothing about that actually adds up on that graphic. But no, it's in a free fall, and there's nothing much that I'm going to like about it, if we're being real. So let us know what you guys are watching, because I'm just looking at SK Hynix to look for a potential reload. I've got my order to try to get VWAP on Intel. So I want to see what's moving. Like, what is actually moving a lot, like, currently outside of SK Hynix? We get wicked out, and it's immediately $1 back to the lows. I might look for a re-entry here. Show me that we can close back above back underneath 170, and I'll go for a potential reload
back down to
on the stock. Yeah, it just looks weak. And that bottom wick, I mean, it says 166. I don't have any reason to believe 166 isn't the low. So getting another short somewhere in here gives you plenty of room to rock and roll to the downside, like a lot of room. And then if it breaks 166, like, there's no levels on it. There's no options, so who cares? It's just every even dollar is good.
Okay, then nothing. Yeah, my audio is not working. No, because it was, it just said unable to render. I tried to watch that video there and it goes unable to render the audio. So I don't know. So I don't have, and it says please restart your computer. So thanks.
What the,
yeah.
I just watched it on YouTube.
No, but mine's definitely not. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It didn't work. So I'm going to have to try to.
Oh, like your audio on the PC?
It says on the PC, it says unable to audio, render the audio. So
well,
doesn't matter.
These PCs are built for trading, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, are they?
What are we doing?
Yeah. So okay. So we'll just disconnect our AirPod and try to get back in. But okay. So I'm going. Oh yeah, there it is. Look, can't connect. Right there. All right. So at the end of the day here, SK Hynix. I'm going to try it a little bit right now. We're short at 50s. Just seeing where this is. We really absorbed that 170.50. So I'm going to put it in right now again. We may wind up losing back end of this trade, and we'll see what we made here. I'm going to just risk it again. I still think the short could hit. I mean, I just want to go based on what we've seen before. Cerebras. Oh God, now here it goes. Cerebras, the other names that I'm looking for, SpaceX, some of the more recent IPOs had gotten hit there in the afternoon, but there is still second day plays, right? I mean, SpaceX got up to 225 there and then fell back in through to where it is today. So, definitely SK Hynix here, vulnerable for a move higher, I would think. So we'll just stop out at our short now. So we'll lose about 80 cents or so. I feel like the slippage will probably be okay, but that's what we're going to do up there, breaking through the 50-period moving average. It broke one time on this short right there, and it stopped at VWAP. So I think that if this is an irresponsible trade, we can get back in. If it does come back up into 172, we will do that. But here it comes back in now, comes SK Hynix. Oh, my earpiece is now working again. So I just disconnected the AirPods and went back in there. So we're probably good now, everybody, and we'll wait to see now what happens. I just put a bid down here a little bit because we don't want to, again, look this gift horse in the face. I mean, we just made a hold back through 70. Let's put a bid there. I'll take some 45s, and now we'll wait to see how low it can go now on SK Hynix. So, in it, same amount of shares that we had before, about half a unit or so. So here it comes back in. We'll see what happens. There it goes. We get that 35 fill. Now we're trying to see what SK Hynix has for us again. We're stacking up a little bit more cash on this one into the close here for SK. We could probably talk about other names, but we knew this would be hot.
Well, there's nothing else moving.
Okay.
I asked people to say what else is moving. I saw Battle in there. I don't know. Did Battle really move? That just moved the buck. I didn't bid until we just got some 20s. And I'm waiting now for 168 half. And after that, this wick bottom is 167 half. So that's what I want to look for. Everyone said Battle is cha-ching. So we'll look. Oh, it is moving a little bit. Cha-ching. Oh yeah, USO caught a little bit of a bid. Hey, not bad USO. So USO is, it's not going down. There's that. So it kind of went up a little bit, and BATL, I guess, is moving. It's back above 150. 5% is not that big of a move for Battle. Whoops, that was my e-signal chart. Just want to put into perspective. Like, this is still holding yesterday's range. USO is going to have to do some juice to get 160 breaking out. But remember, Battle has proven it can do this. This is back to where it started when the squeeze happened. So a 160 break if something happens on USO. But I'm just not seeing any real volume on USO. And if that's not, if it's not doing volume in USO, I don't really see how Battle's going to be much of a thing. So good luck, but don't mind looking at it. It just didn't really see much of a trade there. Need that volume, man. He's got to have the volume. SK Hynix is going to do 100 and whatever million shares. Done 90 already. Well, I know a lot of that's a big opening print, but it's going to be 120, 130. Battle needs some real juice. Otherwise, it's just a nothing burger. But keep letting us know what you guys are watching. Oh, this is what I was going to do. And then we went to Adara. I'm going to make it really simple.
Okay, I was going to say, like, get a poll going on.
Yeah, but this is simple. I'm not talking about trading. The key word is investing. Are you investing in SK Hynix? Simple yes or no question. Type 1 in the chat right now. To be in the chat, you got to be subscribers. Actually, if you're not in the chat, get in the chat. Hit the subscribe button. Ask questions. Join the conversation. But type 1 if you are investing in SK Hynix right now, not 10 years from now, not months from now. I'm talking about now. Today, tomorrow at the close, or 2 if the answer is no. Maybe you got too much exposure already to some of the membership names. We'll leave that one up here. A lot of no's. I bet you a lot of you own some Micron that are probably saying, yeah, I don't need it because I own Micron, which I think is fair.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have so much in the space. I mean, there's going to be winners and
if they rug it, or you maybe have DRAM already and you're just like,
yeah. I still think that you would never put on a bigger position today. Like I want this thing to open
on
up
IPO
on
day?
Sunday night. You know, get a look there in Korea and see what winds up happening there on the Kospi, and then you know, if it settles down and it's pretty stable, and you know the pricing is matched, and you don't get this sort of, because we had heard that, you know, with the exchange and everything, that it was going to be a little mispriced here today. I don't know which way it was mispriced. I'm assuming higher. It came out at 149. It was what the expected demand level was 7 times higher. So then it pushes it out today at 170, and so that's again about for what 150. So you push it out $20 higher, so about 12 or 13% of a premium to what they expected. So yeah, there it goes today. It's SK Hynix. I do think that there's going to be some value in this name. So for me, I would be, yes, I would like to be an investor in it. I think that's probably the right choice. And for anybody else that's involved in anything DRAM, you may want to look at the DRAM ETF, right? So this is one that's sort of there. You can see what happened. And we did have Raider Trader on yesterday, and he was talking about the DRAM sort of maybe short once that came out. That looks like that was a winner there. Don't hold it for too long. You went a little bit upside into 63.50 to start, and then boosh, right when it came out, we dropped down about $1.80 or so. Now you're right back to those same levels that we had started at, which is maybe no surprise, man. I mean, you know, we're right back to the same levels that DRAM is at when SK Hynix sort of IPO'd now. So good move, IPO. I don't know what you call this, direct listed, I guess. I don't know. But there it is today for DRAM. And then let's have a look at our other friend, the name that I've still paid for shorts on today and didn't make it any trades on SPCX. And look at that, man, 149.50. That was a great opportunity there. Came right back in, and we should have, and we could have traded that out, but we didn't. So that would have been a great opportunity there for anybody looking at the trade for a short in SPCX. Came right back up into its first 30 minutes high and made it again there. And that's just when, like, when did SK Hynix come out? Because that's probably right here. That's 11:30. The market just went whoosh to the down.
I think it's the same time.
And this time, you know, shout out to the Benzinga dude. I mean,
He was spot on.
yeah, and I said to Sharif, Sharif, the guy just said a couple minutes, and then Sharif's like, oh, okay, and he got ready for it, and hopefully gave it to you guys as well. But yeah, look, money came out of a lot of markets when SK Hynix hit. If you look at the TQs, it's the same thing here. The Nasdaq, it's all right here, 11:30, boom, to the downside on that one. Nvidia. Where's 11:30 at? Yeah, Nvidia said, hold my beer. Oh, right here. Yeah, same kind of a move happened. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, we got stopped out of Nvidia. Yeah, remember I was like, oh, something happened and we got stopped out. So there it was coming in. We got stopped out. In that melee, we still bought Nvidia back again. And it was a nice little upside play there into the closing day. And then the only losing trade that I have on today, yeah, you know, it'll be a cup of coffee, obviously, as we look back at the SK Hynix trade. But this one right there, we dropped out early, and then we tried it again there, and it didn't work again. So, yeah, boo earns on that one. And what just happened right there? Nothing. Oh, did we get an Nvidia?
We broke 69.
Oh, okay, yeah, nothing.
SK Hynix just broke.
SK Hynix just broke. Okay, so I did not get a fill there. I thought maybe we did, but where am I bidding here? Oh, 168.70. I'm right here.
It just hit 75s.
No, I know. I'm watching it. I'm surprised I didn't get filled there. I'm bidding 70s.
Oh.
So, all right. Maybe I'll just put an 80. You know what? I'll put an 81. We'll join that ARCA, see if we get hit. Hopefully we get hit. And right now we have a hit back over. Is it at the desk? Yes, at the desk. Well, there it is. We get 80s. At the desk. We'll see ya.
Let's take a look at the 3, 4 almost major averages. 3 major averages, and then you have the Russell. So SPY currently up on the day, 0.38%. The triple Q's up very close to 0.40%, and the Dow is up 0.32%, whereas the IWM is down on the day, 0.36%. So we're going to take a look at 2 things I want to talk to you guys here. So first of all, we have the UFO, that's the Procure Space ETF, is on track for its 5th negative week in 6 as investors are continuing to digest the potential effects of the SpaceX public offering on this aerospace sector. So UFO has pulled back more than 7% this week to date, and it holds several stocks, including Rocket Lab, York Space, Viasat, Intuitive Machines, and Honeywell Aerospace, all shed 10 or more % this week. Also, let's take a look at VOD, that's Vodafone Group. So Reuters has reported that shares have jumped over 13% after French billionaire Xavier Niel has taken a 16% stake in Vodafone, worth about $6 billion, making him the largest holder. With that, Vodafone is up 12.6%.
Thank you. The poll's still sitting at about 77%. That's where it was initially. So there are some people out there that want to get SK Hynix. Let's remember, SK Hynix does have a 4.5 forward PE. Like, I chuckle, right? Because you look at the move that the memory stocks have done, and then you realize that then Micron's like 6, which is, you think that's
SK Hynix
insane.
had a very similar year to Micron.
But you've got to remember,
they're all up huge.
That's assuming this continued lack of supply. Like, it is what it is. Sorry. The demand is through the roof, and they just can't catch up with supply. Like, at some point, if that changes, I mean, obviously the growth.
Yeah, you don't want to always trade on PE because it's that whole story. You got to look at the macro side.
Yeah, you have to. Like, that's the thing. It's a lot easier to look at the PEs when you talk about like some of the mags. When those get cheap relative to the market, then you're like, okay, like, what are we talking about? Like, if you ever get Apple at a premium to the S&P,
we just saw Meta underneath. So
Meta underneath, Nvidia underneath, those are a different story.
I think the story with the Mag 7 is that there's just so many levers they can pull. They're the most cash-rich companies out there. And it's just like, if they want to do something, they could just do it. They don't need to, that's why it took everybody by surprise when Google went out there and raised that money, and so did Meta. And there's some dilution of shares. We saw Rivian do it the other day. Not Rivian's not cash rich; they're the complete opposite. But at the end of the day, Meta, Amazon, Google, they all have Microsoft, Apple. They're just sitting on boatloads here, and we got to be careful. I mean, maybe it's not boatloads, but it's enough to keep them afloat to the point where Apple has no idea what to do with their money, and they have that buyback on, and as do many of the Mag 7s. I think even Tesla has a share buyback program on it as well. Yeah, Meta goes down. I mean, there's so many trades, and you're going to look back and always be like, why did that set up and this set up? We looked at some SpaceX levels, but Meta down here at 660 was pretty sweet. That was the low here at 10:30. That was also the low here at 1:30-ish into 2 o'clock, and now you're bumped up $10 from that. So we'll see if we can come back into 662 right now for Meta. What a good day Meta's had today, obviously, as it's like a day 3 or 4 play, and we've seen, boom, boom there on more news about Meta. NewSpark apparently, well received, obviously on the benchmarking side of things. New data centers here in Canada. Just a lot of stuff happening now for Meta, and we'll see if eventually they can, work into the cloud, and that's sort of the idea there. And they're trying to also get money back for their subscription services. They're trying to charge, I think there's different tiers, $5, $10, $20, something a month for Meta and different services that they're charging for. So, hey man, if it benchmarks well and people decide to use it, then, that's what they're going to use. And, we're just still waiting for Apple to figure out, who they're going to link up with. And I know you can set up your ChatGPT. I got a 15 Pro, which is old, but, they have the Apple AI intelligence, and it asks you, do you want to connect it to ChatGPT? So, right away, you're asking Siri, and it's going right, just like you ask Gemini and all that kind of stuff. So we just wait here as consumers to see, what that next leg to drop is in this space, right? And so, so for right now, ChatGPT and Microsoft connecting with Apple. But anyways, Meta, we'll see if they can make a deal. That would be awesome. I mean, imagine Meta's all of a sudden like, hey, we have all these new cool things that we could connect with Android or with Apple. Maybe that's something that winds up moving the needle. But yeah, Siri's not the greatest right now, so we'll have to wait to see if that happens. And then we did get, meanwhile we're talking about it, so might as well just go over it a little bit more. We did get a decent breakout right there, breakdown, I guess, on SK Hynix. So I got a bunch of 6850 fills. So that was good, man. It just ran right into me there, and we take it out. So 6850, good, more outs there for it. And now I have that 30% again. So we tried to let it run the first time. Once it failed, we got back into the short. So right there, all the money today made, maybe I'm making 10% on this or something like that, what we made over here. So let's just wait to see what happens now on SK Hynix. Day 1, I think we're going to break this.
Break the low?
Yeah, why not?
We get to the low. I don't know if we break the low.
I'm bidding 167. So I'm bidding 168.20s. I'm also bidding 167.50 right at the low. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's
the low is
66.50. 66.50. Just clarification.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the same way. Like after it broke the low from the last time, I wanted to get down to the 68 level, and then we're just thinking low of the day. There's a bit of a, I don't know, I might add to this intel on a flat bottom break. I've been trying to get a pop, but it won't seem to pop to get me up. But once it loses the bid here, I think we're going all the way to VWAP on intel. Mike P. DeRider.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, shoot. I just said TTD #1 facts, Jack. We appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat there, Mike. OpenAI and Alphabet are reportedly selling advanced AI model access to Singapore-based subsidiaries of Alibaba, Baidu, and Tencent per the Financial Times. So
I don't know exactly what that means.
Alphabet is very, very slightly bouncing. I mean, if you squint hard enough, you can see it trying to get to the upside. It's still down 0.9. And keep in mind, it's down 0.9 into a market that's very slightly up. I don't know, the Nasdaq's up 1/3%. So it hasn't really been the best week for Alphabet the last 3 days, kind of giving everything back that it had done early in the week. It's not the greatest day here for Alphabet. It's not terrible, not good, not bad. But overall, the chart is still, you're still putting in these lower highs for now. The overall trend looks fantastic, but it might be a date with the 200-period moving average where you can pick it up again. I like the value there if you're able to get it. Chart Hustle. Hey, love that name. Love all of our viewers, but I don't know. The creative names. You might as well have a fun creative name.
I think.
Priced at 149, HK Hynix open at 170. Can allocated investors sell immediately, or are they subject to an IPO-style lockup?
Maybe Adara knows?
I don't know if Adara knows. I saw nothing about any of the traditional lockup for it. And again, this is a more rare situation. And keep in mind, too, I think one of the things that Sharif said was really interesting about how you can't go back and forth. You can convert your ADR back over into the Kospi, the Korean shares, but you can't go back, which stifles some arbing back and forth, which I think is a good thing. The first thing my brain went to when it came to that was, well, if that's a good thing to stifle the ADR, why aren't all ADRs like that? Why can't you go back and forth in all the other ADRs if you're trying to stifle any kind of arbitrage? But anyways, that doesn't really make a difference. I'm not aware of any a lockup. To be really, and part of that, it's because I'm not invested in it, and I don't want to invest in it. I kind of feel like, it's not that big of a deal to me. But that's probably something we should look up. Adara, oh, never mind. She is not there yet. We will keep our ear to the ground. Maybe just look it up in 2 seconds right now when we get a chance.
66. So I was, I written down IBIT down there at $36 today on the sticky note. The low is 36.13. So we're right here right now. So I think I'm going to try a little bit of a shot here in IBIT at these levels. We'll wait. I mean, at this point, we might as well wait for a 15. If this breaks lower, we'll see if we can bid and get that 15. Before we go over that, my bid's there. If it fills, it fills. But right into there, I did get out another piece of Nvidia. Just don't want this thing to absolutely, collapse all over itself. So, and I don't think it will. We have less than 5% left now of Nvidia, and we've done pretty good holding that all the way up. We just don't need it to break down. We saw a good breakdown yesterday in the market. We took that short, remember? It was a good one into the close there for the TQs. We don't necessarily need that to happen again. Okay, so here we go. 64,000. Let's see what IBIT wants to do. It had a good couple days now, especially today, up to 64.5 or so. Hasn't really done a whole heck of a lot. Its best day was basically right off the open. Its best move was right off the open today and faded back. Thank you, Mike Peter Ryder, for all your super chats and all your questions there that you're asking us. Right into there, that's 36.12. So I'm going to take another bid around 36.10 or so, and then just give it 10 cents. If it drops it out and we lose on it, I'm not sure there's going to be much action here, but it's at a level that I think we could try to support. The market's nowhere near, any of their lows. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is, and I don't want to equate the market to Bitcoin. I mean, market's at all-time highs. Bitcoin's chopped in half, so that's not the same. But yeah, we'll take another long here, see what winds up happening at 36.10 now for IBIT. So that means new position. So new position alert right now for IBIT. And thanks everybody. If it's your first time here, we do want to thank you a whole heck of a lot. And the other thing I wanted to bring up right now is in that we did this last time we were here. It was the promotion of this book that we have over here. It's actually called Real Trading. Was the #1 book on Amazon Finance business for the month, I believe, of June. And right now, it's only, I got this note here. I cannot believe this is even right. You can grab this digital copy for 99 cents now on Amazon. So there's a special happening. I believe it's for the entire month here of July. So go grab that right now. This is brought to you by the founder of Real Trading.
I will confirm it is a great read for the commute, or if you're taking a flight or whatever it might be. And
the promotion runs through August 10th. I'm just reading it.
Yeah, so exactly. You have 1 month. Pick it up for $1 digitally.
Yeah, and then you can just listen to it.
It's
it's
absolutely
not the audiobook. Sorry, digital. Yeah, digital.
Yeah, digital.
Yeah.
But you can have. I can probably read it to you anyways. But I'm telling you, it's a fun read.
It's a pretty simple read.
Fun read. It's a good read. Market structure matters probably a heck of a lot
more.
Why
stock markets always need a human touch. Yeah. So if you guys are looking at that, Real Trading, go check that out. We probably have a link in our description, but if not, we should get one. So that's Real Trading right there by Daniel Schleffer. Thanks, Dan, for hooking us up with some books.
Holla.
Keep it right there if you have any questions about that book right there. 99 cents on Kindle. I mean, it's worth a read for
Basically,
sure. I mean, you don't get that many financial books that are like recent. This is just released. So, it does talk all about what the current market status is and different aspects of, individual trading versus algorithmic and all that kind of stuff and what's necessary in today's world for the day trader. Okay, are we going back there?
I thought we were going to see ya at the desk. Yeah.
I hear you, Andre. All right, small cap recap.
The IWM is currently down at 0.36% at the moment. Let's take a look at 2 individual tickers I've picked for you right now. We have LASR, that's nLight Inc., down 3.5% on the day. There's just analyst commentary maintained at buy by Needham and buy by Craig Hallam. We have CDZI, that's up 10.6% on the day. Shares are rising after the U.S. Bureau of Land Management has approved a right-of-way grant.
Thank you very much, Sia. Now, it is not here. I just looked it up on Gemini with regards to the lockup. So I'll read you what we have. Nice. New shareholders purchasing the Hynix are not subject to a lockup period. But that's when you buy from day one. So I want to preface that. That should be obvious. But there is a lockup. A 90-day lockup period applies strictly to SK Hynix itself and its corporate affiliates. So company and insiders cannot dump more tranches. So that's the important thing. Retail and institutional investors who purchase the newly issued ADRs in the public offering or on the open exchange are completely exempt from the rule and face no trading restrictions. I think that's fantastic. So unless you work for SK, if you work for SK Hynix, you're an insider.
Okay.
Company executives, that's who was locked up.
Okay.
Everybody else was free to get the 149 if you got it. Michael said he didn't get any shares and he tried. So I guess it was 7 times oversubscribed. Not as many people were able to get what they wanted, but you're not. Looks like you're not supposed to be. That being said, you can always ask your broker. That's something that you can do. And maybe we should have asked if anybody. Let us know in the chat. I feel like we had a big discussion on SpaceX Day of people saying, "Hey, how many shares did you get? Did you try?" I don't recall seeing anybody today say that they got or tried to get this issue at 149. So did anybody actually get this on SK Hynix? Let us know. No, sorry, I have circle up because it just broke the low of the day and kind of hit an alert. But I really hate that I have to type all 5.
I know, it's definitely, I agree, it's pretty annoying.
It's really, can't wait till Monday for that. No, but did anybody actually get the issue here? We're seeing in the chat, Arun Warrior asked for 1,500 and got 23. That is cold-blooded. Really? Yeah, that ain't right. Come on, man. Yeah, so that is what it is. Easy peasy, red day.
Oh, no.
Short, you mean short SNDK going to read Real Trading? Hey, enjoy the read.
Oh, there we go, man. Another one.
SNDK.
Good, okay.
But thank you for where is it? SNDK. I'd say much stronger than what a lot of people would have expected. Outside of, hey, the whole playbook of shorting the other memory names when SK Hynix opened up was dead on. But that was probably the only moment where that was a great short. And if you have to look at it, just hold the trend. SanDisk has just been a beast, and it's reversed its last pullback. That said, it's still a ways away from the highs. I meant to zoom in, not do that. Yeah, what are we still a good? Wow, yeah, $400 from the top plus. This is a good ways away from that HO, from the all-time high here in SNDK, but good rebound for sure. You had double barrel action pulling this thing back, and you heard Michael talk about that. It wasn't just about Samsung; it's maybe people selling shares for this SK Hynix. And if people get into that and have more options, who knows? Money could be coming out of SanDisk, but it was the best one here today. Micron, maybe, last I checked anyways. Yeah, Micron is flat. So Micron flat on the day, just kind of got back what it lost, whereas SNDK is up 3%. So a lot of times, like market-defining events like this, if you're a memory chip name, big piece of news today, or at least a big event happens, this is where it shakes out. SNDK is relatively strong compared to Micron. That could be something that aids us in choosing which one to look at when you're trading, at least for the upside, I suppose. Only about an hour to go, and this market is it's in Friday mode. If you're not SK Hynix, I really don't see what else is moving a lot right now.
Well, we can always look at. I mean, we looked at Robinhood earlier today. We can have a quick look
maybe
over there. I mean, I'm trying to find out on my scanners too what's going on right now. And actually, yeah, Robinhood looks pretty good for the short. That's for sure. I mean, this has been bleeding pretty much all afternoon. I mean, starting at 1 o'clock. I don't know what that run up was all about right there, but it's been since then straight downside. You could definitely play off of, you know, some of these lines there, either 112, 112.50, 113, 113.50 right there for Robinhood, as that's making lower moves right now as we speak. So that could be something to look at. We've already sort of not messed up, but we have a red trade here on SoFi. It'll be our one red trade of the day, of course. But yeah, we lost it right there. It came back out. And, you know, maybe that one breaking something like the low might be a trade there as well. SoFi really defended up there at 20. That's a couple times in a row now that this name specifically hasn't been able to get above 20 bucks. I mean, you can go all the way back to February and SoFi hasn't seen 20. So it's like it tried to get there today. It tried to get there back in May. It tried to get there back in April. And then, you know, that vaunted February move there as well. So, yeah, man, SoFi probably a good short. I mean, that would be something that we could look at. And then here we go, man. We're not reloaded. I don't have a button for average in. This is for you, Ozan, if you're still around. But we're long IBIT right now at 12s. So we take a 15, we take a 10. So actually our price is 12.50. So right now we'll wait to see what happens at 36.12. Because we're going to give it to 36 break, I'm going to take something out if it gets up to the 200 period right there at 36.20. So if that comes through, we'll take that. But yeah, other than that, man, we're just looking around for some opportunities to see if we can get some trades coming through right now. So maybe Micron.
Check this out. Karangarg in the chat. Neil, saw you on your walk today in Yorkville. Didn't realize it was you until you passed me. You can say what's up. If you didn't realize it.
Yeah. What's he gonna chase after you, maybe?
Well, the crazy thing is, there's not like there's a million good places to go for a walk around here. That's the one thing I love about Europe. It's like there's like great parks everywhere.
I mean, go through U of T is a great walk.
Yeah,
Yorkville's a great walk.
I do that. But it's that or it's Yorkville, and
yeah, well, I mean, that's where we live.
Like, that's where we are. So, like, if you see me at lunch, I'm probably in one of two places. I just go walk for a half an hour to get the legs going. It's like, no, actually, probably a little bit longer than that. But you're sitting down all day, especially on an IPO day. Like, once we're out and done that trade, my first thought is, like, I gotta eat and gotta go for a walk.
I was gonna say, the second they said Yorkville, I knew it was like, okay, they had to have seen you. Because, like, there's literally Yorkville, U of T, Queen's Park, and, like, kind of the areas around and behind those areas.
Yes. And as you can see, there's never a dull moment and never a moment's rest improving the show. You had Mark and Rob working on something back live. I have no idea what they were doing, but everything is about making the show look and sound better for sure. We just had another super chat. Let's throw that one up here because, I think is this a troll? Are you trolling us here? Because here, Karen for Darren, I asked for 1,500 SK Hynix shares and got 67. I don't know, like maybe you did get 67 shares. I don't want to say it's fugazi, but that doesn't seem like a lot. 7 times oversubscribed. That feels a heck of a lot worse than like when we're talking about SpaceX. Everyone was able to get shares. It seemed way better than like 67 for 1,500. Like that's basically nothing.
I just took another.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I mean, I don't know. We actually didn't even really ask anybody if they.
No, because we asked a bunch on SpaceX Day.
Right,
we didn't ask anybody
anything right now. So I just took out another piece. We almost ran 170 again. You know, well, we pretty much did try to run it, and so I just put a bid and I got 60s. So I'll take another 30 cents there. We actually got 58. So we're getting lighter and lighter on this trade. As you can see. So I only have 20% left, and we'll wind up seeing what happens. If we take a 50-cent hit, again, completely fine. Like our best outs are $1.40, you know, so we could take a hit on 20%. especially if it's only going to be 50 cents. But here it goes, breaking through 170 again. No surprise if that happens. I mean, right back up to its listed price today of 170 when it's supposed to go out at 149. So that's SK Hynix. Just a quick little look at, this is the watch list that I have right here. So I'll just keep it here and we can maybe look at what's been moving around and not today. And we'll sort it by the top movers there. So for some reason here, Cerebras up now 8% today. So we can have a quick little look at, CBR. Ooh. Power hours here. Yeah, there's Cerebras right now, 214 and change. Meta, we already talked about that, 669. Not a bad day for Meta, up 6%. Nvidia, I'm long that one as well. Crypto, we're long right now with Bitcoin, but it's BMNR and Ethereum going there. SMCI having a decent, there it goes. We just got 169.30 again. SMCI having, Sia's actually going to do sector watch right now, so maybe we can look at that when we get back. But there it is. Yes, sir. Let's go. Another out there. Booyah. Good move there on SK Hynix. Right back into 169. We'll take that, Phil, baby. That's another dollar club. It's the same trade. We got 20% left. Now we have less. Now we have 15% left as it's coming back in. Yeah, let's go, buddy. Nice move down there on SK Hynix as we just keep on scalping it out, man. And we've been taking advantage of that. So we've added a little bit to our stacks today on SK. Let's wait to see what's going on. Put that AK away and let's go back over to the desk with Sia.
Animal Thug.
SPY currently up 0.38%. Let's dive into the sectors. Electric tech, we have Nvidia leading strong, up 3.6% on the day right now. Apple, AVGO, MU, GE, KLA, CRTX, all trading flat at the moment. AMD is up very close to 1.5%. INTC down 2.5% almost. And Cisco is up 1.6%. We have SNDK up 3.4% on the day. In tech services, we have Meta having one of its best weeks that it's had since the early of 2024, up 6% on the day. Google is down very close to 8%. And Microsoft trading flat at the moment, whereas Oracle, Netflix, Palantir all shedding more than 2% each. We have PANW down over 4%. Finance, we're seeing a lot of flatness between BRKB, Visa, MasterCard, JPM, GS, WFC, and MS. The lag in Robinhood, the down 3%, is something we're not seeing any news or reasons for, but as soon as we do, I was just talking to Odera about this off camera. As soon as we do, we will let you know. But for now, Robinhood is just sliding down almost 3% on the day. We have retail. Amazon is down 0.64%, whereas Walmart HD up on the day over 1%, both 1.4% at the moment. Costco, TJX trading flat at the moment. Consumer durables, you have Tesla up 0.57% on the day, and Ford up 3% on the day, with SNA up 1.1% and GM up 2%. Producer manufacturing, we have AMAT and CAT up as well. AMAT is up to over 2.5%. CAT is up very close to 2%, and LRCX trading flat with GEV up 2.1%. Consumer non-durables, we've got KOP&G leading the pack up 1% and 0.52% respectively. Health tech, we're seeing a bit of bearishness since the beginning of the day, where Lilly is down 2.3% and J&J is also down 8%. ABBV continuing to slide down close to 8%, whereas MRK is down 1.4% on the day. Energy minerals, super flat over here. XOM, CVX, both trading flat at the moment. And two of the names, EQT and EXE, sliding further to the downside, very close to 3%. We have transportation, communications, distribution, utilities, consumer services, a bit of a mixed bag over there, a bit of mix throughout these four sectors, whereas in consumer services, we have Disney and McDonald's basically flat on the day. CHTR, however, is down 2.7%, very close to 3%. And CMG, that's Chipotle, is up 2.3% on the day. In communications, finally, we have TMUS up on the day, 2.6%, and T up 0.52%, VZ, Verizon trading flat, and Echo down 1.5%.
Worth keeping in mind for some of those, and thank you, Sia, like G Renova, the Caterpillars, some of those plays, and AMAD. Just remember how much they had bled recently. So it's good to see, but in perspective, like they haven't moved as much as you would think. I was a little surprised that was Meta's third best day this year. This is Meta's third best day this year. Bit of a surprise, but it is true. It's been a rough year for Meta. I'm going to slip out just a bit better than break even on Intel, but I'll quickly show you why. I'm going to do this from one trend break, and then there's the trend break, to, yeah, it was sliding lower, and then you're going to break this wedge. I'm going to jump out, and we'll wait to see what is going to move next. And just on the line of, I'm going to go back to one of the names we were just talking about, Caterpillar. Like, it's a good day. It's up a couple of points, but all we've done since bouncing the 50 period is just consolidate all week. Still very range bound, and you're consolidating this time in a bit of a downward trend here with CAT. So not bad. It's good because it's holding the 50 period, which is fantastic. I love the stock, but it's very much not a massive bounce. I think what you're seeing in some of the memory names is a much better than things like CAD and G Renova, looking at the power side of things. So good, you like to see this bounce, but I want to see more than that. You got some confirmation with more spending out of Meta, building another data center. You would think that would give a little bit more of a bounce to some of these names. So I think they're looking a little bit tepid. I think the money's sheepish to continue to buy these at some of these highs. At least that's what the feeling is to me, because the spending isn't slowing down. We have yet to have a single earnings cycle, which is telling us that the hyperscalers are not still expanding. Yet the growth from these names, at least in the stock price, is not nearly the same. So a little bit of trepidation, I would think. Market's back into the highs here. That's looking pretty good. I know we keep talking about SK Hynix, but
Never heard of it.
It just keeps holding the same level. And once again, I try to hit enter before finishing it. It just can't seem to fall. We get down to 169 even. It's pushed down to 168 half, which would be the next leg. That next flush, or the big flush, I actually tried to add on that curl at 170. I'm going to leave it in there. If it gets back to 170, I'm just going to add back in just to continue scalping the range, because it's a very distinct price range that we're seeing on the stock. So why not? And I'll bite. Pineapple Energy. Is this being brought up? Okay, well, I thought maybe this Pineapple Energy was getting brought up.
Why is that the symbol for it?
I have no idea.
That's not
CAPL.
Yes, that's Sunation Energy here, SUNE.
In our drop down, it's pineapple. That's crazy.
Yeah. This one,
On
hey,
our platform.
Is it? Oh, okay.
On our platform, it is.
Maybe it changed its name.
Maybe they changed the name.
That's maybe what it was. That would make sense, maybe. Sometimes our software just doesn't update it. I think they do like an update of the name change.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Quarterly or something. But yeah, there it is. So what about this name? How? You know anything about this, Adara? 70 million shares, HAO. I'm going to take a random guess that this is a Chinese name. There, HAO. We have a gentleman here that works for us named Hao.
There is news here on the Haoxi Health. They had a $4 million registered direct offering of 10 million Class A shares. This was priced at 1:15 p.m. today.
Crazy times. Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Look at the dollar break on it.
Yeah, but it's like this. Like, it was already 1 cent, man. They reverse split it to get to NASDAQ compliance. And they must have gone 200 or more. It was 1 cent. Yeah, so 200 to 1, it looks like. It got up to $2. And then, the day it did that, it was like, see you later. I mean, who the hell is going to price an offering and buy this offering? So they probably didn't get anybody to fill it. So now we're going to have to wait all the way down here, 32 cents for How.
Get delisted.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, they're trying to raise $1 million on the back of who? Like, what? Who would do that? But
sadly, there's always somebody. Like, look at Mullen.
But I don't know how many times they were actually like. You can have an offering, but it doesn't actually get filled. So we'll have to wait to see.
That's so bad.
All right, so there we go.
You got a hedge fund. All you need to do is short these things.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to take. Let's just take out 20% maybe here at 16s if we're lucky enough to get it. Now we could have just waited for that price, but it's crypto, so let's let it sort of cruise up. I was going to get it out at 20s. I'm actually at am I at 19s or 20s? No, I'm actually at 20 proper. So that's really the fill that we're looking for to get out of about maybe half or so of our trade, and we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening now as we're waiting to see if we got partial filled there at 16. So we sometimes use this bat Y order there. So we'll have to wait to see if it does blow through us now through 16s, and there it goes. Now we get the full trade. So now we're out of a partial fill there, out of 20% of IBIT. there at 16 and off the long of 12s. So it's a very, very small little trade, but our trade was getting out. My stop is at 36 break anyways. So we'll see if Bitcoin wants to mature up there into the close. And again, just another couple good outs there on SK Hynix, right? I mean, that's the thing about like reloading at 60, at 70. It's like, if I reload it there, I have all of these out. So it's like, these are all just protection. Like it's against the profit. So, you know, if it does tank down in, we still have some shares to hold on to. And if it does rip back up, we can reload it like we did. So, you know, there's lots of opportunities here in this market to go trading with. People want to look at maybe Webull. I see somebody there posting up. And look, you guys get in the chat, whether or not
After what happened to Hood, it can't be that good of a
Oh,
day
we have
a super chat from Nick.
Okay,
I was just
good. Here we
going over GLW. Like, I like Corning. You're looking for the swing. I don't. Here, so going back to your swing idea on GLW, you're thinking about buying here with a stop at 187. I like Corning. I like the stock. It's a weird one because you're on the precipice of kind of a rejection. Whoops, I meant to zoom in, not out. Of like, see that topping tail 200 on the daily, and then like you could lose the 50 period and close under the 50 period today, which makes it a bit of a weird one technically. On the 15-minute 187, I guess we're looking at today's low is 86. Looking at I like double barrel closes, where if you close around the same level, I like that for a significant price level. So like to me, like this is wrong if it's underneath like 84 or 85, because that's where you had a couple of close support levels and resistance. So yeah, I like the stock, but I prefer the stock fundamentally more than I do if there's no confirmation of the 50 period hold, or at least regaining the 50 period. So it's kind of a mixed bag for me. It's a good company. I like the company. There's no question about that. And yes, I do like the double barrel press play tunes because it's always better to have two reasons to like a price level than one, or two reasons to like a trade or an investment, anything, than one. So close prices to me matter a heck of a lot more than the open price, right? Like where is the money comfortable holding overnight? What does the late money do? So I like that. I like that a little bit more. And I always find that when you have a stock that seems to have gravity to the same price a couple of days in a row, but then look what happened today when it dipped. It's sort of holding above that level, and then you get a double bottom off of that price level. I've just found it to be a good one. And you know, you even look here, you had a couple closes where it's drawn to this level, and then look what happens when it regains it. It gets a little pep in its step. That's why I do like that. StockEd is asking if there's any news on Chewy. I'm just realizing, anytime someone asks, is there any news on something, and I realize I haven't heard anything in my ear for the last half an hour, probably need to restart that. Yeah. Small volume spike. Look, Chewy just moved 15 cents.
Wow.
But I know, probably not worth that.
Pound a siren.
Infinitesimally small volume spike on it. So I would suggest there's probably nothing there. I have heard nothing on Chewy. And if there was news, you would see actual movement or price action on this name.
Yeah, shout out to Arun, shout out to everybody that's here. You know what, on a slow day, let's just do a little bit of a roll call right now. You know, let's see who's still here with us, man. I mean, I was gonna look at Amazon breaking through that 245 maybe, but we still have a 244.50 level to come through on Amazon. By the way, I am just, we'll do a roll call in a second. I'm sitting at 18s as well. There to see if we can get some IBIT love back at 18, and I'll just get the rest out at 20 and then hold, you know, if we can hold 30% through that, that would be awesome. All right, Semiconductor, hardly know her. All right, this guy never left, so what's up, man? Shout out to you as well. Yo, Nimit, you're in Vancouver. Lovely to see you back in Canada. Shout out to the West Coast, because the West Coast is the best coast. So shout out to that side. Shout out to west side of Toronto as well. Blicky Spears here. Hemlock is here. Bristol, thank you so much. Anybody from TikTok over here? Oh, the warrior himself, Arun, is in the building. Yo, Adam James LeBron is here. Ask Liquidity is here. Silly No Show. All right, Apple running, going to highs. Man, we love when Apple starts doing a little bit of running. That is for sure. Wilson's here, only here synthetically. Well, as long as you're here, that's good enough for us, man. So welcome to that. Welcome to the jungle right now. Noon is here. Old Wise Trader says, go Canada. Oh, 80 new messages. Okay, everyone's pumping through right now. Let me see if I see anybody on TikTok. There's somebody on TikTok. Yo, Sam, a.k.a. Bull Pick. Sam, give me some picks, man. We're looking to get that bull riding again here today. Why not, man? Into the close. We'll see if something can run in the next 45 minutes. Okay, here's some more TikToks. What's up, East Meets Westy, bestie? You're my bestie, Mr. Westy. What's up to Yeti as well? Is here from TikTok. And we got Trader Fam. What's up, Trader? Jose, Hypercube. Everybody's in the building one more time. Oh, here we go. Redonkulous. I haven't seen you yet. That's a redonkulous name, and we want to say thank you to you for coming through as well. And that is a little bit of a roll call. Make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe as we're looking for you here on the stream. So give us a shout out. And hopefully we're doing our best to give you a little bit of trading activity here. SK Hynix just made a move higher.
Right
back to some of these levels right now of 170. One more time. We'll see if we get another short up here near 170. But so far, so good, man. We only have 20% left of our initial reload there. So
you actually pull up Apple when you just talked about it?
I did not, but
because
people are saying it was running, right?
Oh, yeah.
Love that name.
Apple, and remember, here, I'll do this. Move this out of the way. This is all-time highs. Effectively, like you're $1 away from getting back into some all-time highs here on Apple-ish. Maybe the $1 and change. $1 and change. Once you're above 317 with any gusto, then you're good to go. Apple, I only keep bringing it up because it baffled me. We did 2 polls about the Mag 7, and you know what you guys thought of it. It was dead last, or at least in a tie with more or less in a tie with Meta in dead last for interest. Like, what would you want to own? And that absolutely baffles me because Apple is the most insulated out of the Mag 7 names from like the whole AI crash trade. So I actually just got out right at 70.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to, like last time I gave it to, I think 40. Did I really put my stop at 42?
50s.
I think I had it at 40 was my stop last time. Yeah, because I got out at like 43 or something. But anyways, I just got out. I'm not really going to give it that same 50 cents. It's getting a little bit much lighter on volume. However, every time it puts a topping tail like this, I want to get back in. I think the idea will be if it does another topping tail candle to just look for another short opportunity in SK Hynix. There's only about 40 minutes to go in here. Gorev is saying Netflix has a strong bounce off.
Okay.
It does, but it's stopped moving. We had brought it up earlier. I was like, well, this could be interesting. And it's, again, just not a lot of volume here and a lot of sideways action. That's why I'm looking at SK Hynix. And if that gets to VWAP, SK Hynix, I'll take another shot up there too. Like maybe it doesn't do a topping tail. Maybe it just runs into 172, pop into VWAP, try to fade that as well. Plenty of opportunities out there, especially in this name, which has been, it was a good IPO long. Can't really complain about it. If there's one thing I would do differently, I think it would have been taking the as it gets back through and starts holding 170 again, probably that long. But once that trade is done and you've made your open money, I want to get up, get my walk on. If you're in trading mode, you got to get back into that trade.
Yeah.
It was money, but I want to
there's lots of opportunities all the time for all of this stuff. Our iBit trade did get going there. Oh, I did want to say a big shout out here. Where is it? It was someone said they just bought the book and they wanted to thank us for it. Here it is right here. And I said, you're welcome. And thank you so much to Arzu over here. You know, we don't get anything from the book, of course, but you just bought your copy there of Real Trading. You can't wait to read it. Thanks so much for the guidance and resources you and your team give to make us better, profitable traders. Well, we say thank you to you guys as well and keep some of that money in your pocket there for trading and be responsible and make sure you don't overtrade or anything like that, especially into a Friday with limited volume. So be careful with all of that. Okay, so what else are we talking about right now? Just looking for more opportunities. iBid, we did have that. Okay, here's Pineapple again. So we can, well, now it's not Pineapple anymore, but apparently this was the old name there, Pineapple Energy. We can have a quick little look at what's going on here. You said if it breaks 450, there's a huge gap to $45. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that there would be a big gap somewhere in this, especially if you break $4. 450, there's a huge gap to 45 bucks. Look, I don't know how far we have to zoom back out to see what you're talking about, but the biggest wick that we had over the last little while was 650 right there. So again, another name that it looks like right into here. And I think if you're talking about $45, you're probably looking at a chart that's pre-split or reverse split, I guess. Pineapple Energy, it looks like a little while ago back in April of 25. So you're back way back there. We were basically bankrupt down at 4 cents. And I guess, I'm just going to guess that they went 10 to 1 again, or sorry, 100 to 1 from 4 cents up to $4. And then it made its way all the way back into $1 again. And we've just recently got this pop. So I'm going to assume, Adam, James.
There is if you go back to here, I think this is where the 45 is coming from. So what's that, like last year, April?
What?
Yeah, I have to go all the way back to last year.
Oh, this is our charts I'm looking at. Yeah,
yeah, you can't, like ours.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So the actual price would have been 350 or 4, but last year, April, I mean, I don't understand why this looks like that, but I guess it's the whole.
Yeah, there was a 1
I said 1 for 100 in my math.
Yeah, there's a 1, but yeah, it looks like there was a 1 for 200 in there, but you have to get past, it's not 450, is it not $6?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'll give you this one, because we did this for fun last time, and it was a good fun way to cheer for a stock. How about this? If this stock gets to, well, you guys come up with something. I'm not eating a pineapple pizza again, because it's got to be something fun. I'll do something silly on the stream if this stock goes to 4. Something fun, come up with it, let us know in the chat, and I'm down with it. There's no other consequence. I don't want anything out of it if it doesn't get there. I'm just saying we can have that kind of fun, because I love cheering for it.
I mean, the stock could go 10x, right? I mean,
yeah, we had fun with it last time with that other
ideas
stock.
It's like.
What?
How about eating pineapple pizza again?
No, I'm not. We already did that, Sia. We've already done it. No, it's got to be something. Make it something more fun than that.
I mean, we just mentioned that we were looking for something different.
I'll wear Sharif's cowboy jersey. That would be pretty painful.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, actually.
Because that's one thing that, to be honest, you couldn't see me. Like, yeah,
Can't see me?
No, like there's just no world in which I would ever want to wear a Cowboys jersey. That would be an actual punishment for me to have to don that.
What Neil would have to do is, I see someone in the chat, I think this is the best idea, is I'll speak to the caterer and we'll have a special tilapia lunch for Neil.
Why would you
Neil
even?
only.
No, come on, we don't have to.
Specially made though for you. A lot,
That's
no problem, cooked to perfection.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, doing something, that's not a bad idea there, Fabian. Just doing something outside, maybe. Like, I don't
do
know,
a lap around Queen's Park.
Or just wearing a sign like, I love the Cowboys, while you're wearing his jersey or something. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, this SUNE.
It's not going to. It ain't going to.
This is a fun talk.
It's not going to 45.
That, but it's not doing anything.
The last stock was more reasonable because it was.
We started Adam James.
No, it was a stock that was going and it only had to double.
Right.
Like it was
didn't have
double. We're not talking about
a whole bunch
10X.
of work behind it.
10x is ridiculous.
Yeah, Adam, since it was you started all this, why don't you suggest something?
You figure it out.
You let us know. All right, so Alibaba on the comeback here too over the last couple of days. I mean, that was down to $91, up to $112. So that was a good 2 weeks here for Alibaba and company. But I'm wondering if it's getting a little long in the tooth now, especially with the Nasdaq being up today, the ES up, the Dow up, everything's up today. So is Alibaba. Right now, but it's been fading off of the top, as have many symbols, I guess, that really got going early. That one up to 115.50, now back down to 112.70. So yeah, not the greatest afternoon here for Alibaba, but it looks like it's on the way back upside now. We've taken out the 50 period, we've taken out the 25 period, and now we're starting to, think about maturing up a little bit back into where we were off the open. We're not going to get to 115, I wouldn't think, but now you have some support down here, but also trying to hold the 200 period. So I'd like to see it break and then maybe think about going long through the 200, which might be this 112.80 mark. Just trying to find marks. I don't have any idea. I can't just all of a sudden just randomly pick these levels. So we try to look for something that we might be able to play off of. And then you can use, an out down here. So I would think a 112.80, which isn't too far away here, potential long for Alibaba. I like to break long, especially it's been hit. We've found a base, it looks like anyways, and now we're supported by the 25 period. Will give us the support of the 200 and give me the support of the 50, and we go long through Alibaba. So that's definitely something to look at there. Yeah, I know, and that's why we still have our news. our news team.
He doesn't have to. The market's at the highs.
Oh, yeah. No, but he hasn't really said anything about oil or Iran or anything.
If the market was down, we probably would have heard something today.
I don't know. Adair's probably working on some graphics over there. But if there is anything...
I am, but I'm also always looking at news, and I'm still not seeing.
That's what I was going to say. If she comes up with anything, we'll hear from her immediately. So, yeah, anything on Donald, we'll get that for you.
That's not bad, Mopar. I mean, it would be more... It's way more painful the Cowboys than the Dodgers. Because... I don't really dislike the Dodgers. They just beat us last year in the World Series. It's not the same level. I hate the Cowboys you lose back-to-back Super Bowls against a team, and then that culminates 4 Super Bowls in a row. There's some legitimate pain felt by Buffalo Bills fans. Losing a series where we were the distinct underdog, and no one would have thought the Jays should have even been there in the first place.
It was nice to be.
And then go to the 7th, and whatever. The Dodgers aren't that hateable of a team. That's real. They had Jackie Robinson. My favorite number is 42. It's kind of for obvious reasons, so it's kind of hard to say I really hate the Dodgers. Anyways, there was a story on Funware. I thought maybe it would be going, but it's not.
Funware is
spike on no volume. Maybe. That was back in the DJT days.
I wish there was something I could give to you guys here. I mean, the scanner is really dead right now. I mean, we can go over, and oil's closed for the day, right? So USO here closes at 2:30 at NYMEX. Not that USO closes; it's still actively trading, but NYMEX there. So I don't know, and until we get a headline, there hasn't been really any volume spikes. And even as we continue out throughout the day there, this is what we're looking at. So, and I was trying to find some halters, like this Sora just opened up. There's, I don't know, nothing's going on there. That's nothing. We looked at that How again as well, and you might say, how is this going to go up? I don't think it will there. And then we had another one, JLHL, the runner from this morning, from yesterday. And this one just kind of going to sleep here in the afternoon as well. I would say this little halt break, I mean, there's a gap right there. So that is 1030, maybe a break down at this 1030 price level. That could be something right into the halt band. I don't know if it won't be a halt band, but right into the halt level there of 980. So maybe a quick 50-cent scalp. If that winds up breaking to the downside, oh, there, okay, SK Hynix just came out, actually. It just went through 170.50. So we waited for it. Look, it kept on bouncing off 169, 169.80, 170. Here it goes. So maybe now we start going back there to the upside. Really nothing hurting us on that trade, but, we did re-short it there at 170 I was going to tell you, we had 20% of a unit, so a fifth of a unit there, nothing. We do not want to really mess around with this. I had thought that the short could have been there. Now we'll just wait to VWAP at 172. So let me just put an offer there. If it comes back up into that level, we can short it again. I'll probably put on half unit up there because we've seen 172 be a decent area around there. So it would actually be 172.50 or so is what you have to absorb. So that would be a trade there possibly coming out there, but yeah, other than that, nothing else. DRAM, I just saw hitting the scanner, maybe. Oh, it's VWAP. I don't know. Oh, no, it's not VWAP.
No, that's not VWAP.
It's not VWAP. It's this is 25 period. Nothing is going on here on DRAM. So, yeah, I don't know. Pretty light day. Give us some more, man. I mean, we just looked at a couple different halters. Webull, we looked at Robinhood. Did that continue its downside push? Oh, we're right back up for IBIT. Hopefully we'll get that price we're looking for on IBIT. Yeah, Robinhood now trying to make higher. And there it is. Oh, what was that name that we were looking at? That was the 50 period. Oh, it was Alibaba. We could see if that one's trying to go. No, still not doing anything. All right, so the next thing that we rest our hat on here is IBIT. So I'm going to put an offer now. We haven't really broke through. We broke through 17. We got to 19. We'll get some out there at 17. We take a little bit of a fill there. Now we'll wait to see if we get the rest of it as we try to go through IBIT and 17. Maybe that will come out. Waiting still for 20s. Hopefully that will hit. There we go. We get the rest out there on IBIT. And then we'll wait to see here if we get, I'm waiting at 19 and then 24s on IBIT. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, we're well green today. The market's well green, and it's been a pretty good one, to say the least.
Uh-oh. Okay, now the super chat just got interesting.
Now just got real.
Blunder, what are we talking about here? I got to find my thing so I can actually bring this one up. So, about this. BYND to $20. And then you're going to flat out tell us, please don't look at the charts.
I don't even know what the price is at. What is this?
What do you expect
I
us
don't know
to
if
do?
it's reverse split.
Look, I know it's not. The only thing I know for sure is that it was under $1. I didn't know. I had no idea. No, it's at 66 cents now.
Okay, yeah.
We knew it was under $1, but like, come on. If you have to say don't look at the chart, you know why you're saying it. That being said, Beyond Meat is dead. It's dead. This one, it's just stop kicking it because they're just down too much. I don't know what the future is for this. Are you just hoping for some reason for like some last-ditch squeezes or things like that? I just saw some jokes in the chat there from DJK saying beyond $20 for the whole company, buy with a 20 spot. Obviously, it's not quite that bad, but you know, there's probably better shot plays out there. If I'm being real, like I think here's the thing: like there are lots of companies that could go to zero, but also offer some real upside. Like you look at something like SMR, which I've been talking about it in the negative context quite a bit recently because of how bad it's been looking. But you know what? Power is still going to be a thing. And they're not really making big sales yet, but a couple of breakthroughs, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Like to me, I'm still holding a third of what you sold some on the way up, which I got the absolute top on the second third. But I'm looking for a place to add back into this, and I'll probably do it if it can hold and then break out the 50 period, or maybe even get to like $5 or something. And then understanding that it could go to zero, but also can be a 10, 50 bagger in the future. Would I rather make a bet to me on something in a sector which I think has explosive growth potential, or Beyond Meat? I guess I'm answering the question. It's rhetorical. I don't know why I hang on it like that, because I think it's rhetorical. But to each their own, right? It's like I like SMR. There's nothing wrong with shot plays out there. I just like the theme. Find something where there's some juice. We know that power is the ish. That's all we keep talking about. We need more and more power. Let's go up to the desk. I think we're going to talk to Sia again.
Let's take a look at what the money markets are doing right now. So USD KRW is a South Korean won. So a retreat from tech-heavy equities in South Korea and Taiwan have fueled a net emerging market stock outflows of around $46.1 billion from foreign investor portfolios just in this June alone. This is coming from some banking trade group data as well. Let's take a look at the pair. The British pound, the pound has risen to almost a 1 month high against the dollar and a 1 year peak versus the euro as of today. Markets have mauled central banks like a response to the latest rise in energy prices that are also stemming from this war with Iran. USD PLN, that's also something we're going to take a look at right over here. Just going to pull the stock up for you. There you go, the ticker for you. So the two Polish central banks bankers as of today have said that it was too early to say whether these interest rates could be cut in September. However, one banker has indicated that there's potentially certain room for some kind of reduction this year. And finally, let's take a look at our dollar. The dollar here currently up on the day very less, with 0.03% at the moment, trading around the 100.9 range, but it is currently falling against major currencies, with the dollar USD hovering around the 100.9 range. With that, the DXY is up on the day 0.03%. Don't go anywhere because we have Juan recapping the Asian markets for us.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks. We just heard that there was maybe it was 1-0 Spain.
Spain is up now.
Shout out to all of our Spanish friends there and our good friend Luis Barbado as well. And okay, man, we'll just ring a little bit of register here on IBIT. So here we go, man. Now we're finally starting to get going to the upside now. We'll see what we can do. Like there's a nice little push up again. And this way, I think we talked about it. You know, we're going to give it a little bit underneath some of those levels, and it just didn't hit for us. And now we're able to take advantage of this move higher into the into IBIT with crypto. So that's working out for us. Down goes SK Hynix again. So it only goes to 171 there. So, all right. Yeah, I guess the fade out maybe now is real, and we'll see if that's going to happen. We are expected, I believe, to go to 1 soon. We're going to get a little bit of an Asian update there. We'll hear what's going on, see if he has any insight about this. But there's the move now down on SK Hynix, looking like it wants to get down there. The future's still not doing a whole heck of a lot. We'll see if we can get out some more of that Bitcoin. And then Nvidia, on that break, let's just get out. I mean, I don't even have anything to worry about. This is $2 in the money, so we're going to go 209. let's just be specific, whatever. If it breaks this afternoon low, 70, let's go 209.69. We always give it a little bit more than what that exact low is. So we'll give that right there, see if we break underneath, and hopefully Nvidia will print us higher. But if it does, we'll take that out there for about $1.80 on NVDA. Damn, man. SK Hynix now 169. Couldn't do that before. SPCX, yeah, that's also going lower. Maybe we just short SPCX instead of SK Hynix and just watch.
SK Hynix was good though. It just, the fill back through 170.
Watch it.
Didn't get it. Like it kind of broke down and then we lost 170 again. Tried to punch. I left the order in just in case I got swept up, but you just couldn't really grab the fill. It just didn't. There was really nobody on the bid. So next available bounce, I'll get. The last time it did this, there was a retest of 170. We still have 20 minutes to go, like 15 minutes till the imbalances and 20 minutes until you're thinking about wrapping things up. Imbalance locator, early look is nothing. Pinterest for 1.1 million and use there every day for 1.2 to the sell side. Nothing else really, but as we did hint, we are going to the desk. I see one, he is locked and loaded.
Yes, indeed. It is now time to talk about the Asian markets with one, and I can think of one name that might be coming up here.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Adara. So it's a slow day on Friday, but hope everyone's having a good day. And the main market theme for Asian markets last night was a single company or one company bringing back the entire region. So we got SK Hynix, of course. The Kospi definitely staged a volatile 2.52% clawback. A lot of broad short covering lifted most of the memory stocks in South Korea. Institutions basically aggressively repositioning their portfolios ahead of SK Hynix's debut on the Nasdaq. We saw Samsung, I think it was up by about 2.88%. Another name that we might not know now is TCS, Tata Consultancy Services in India. They delivered a stellar Q1 FY27 print, about a $9.5 billion order book. So breaking weeks of localized IT fatigue in India, it definitely triggered a short squeeze across Indian blue chips, as well as lifting the Nifty 50 back up to the 24,200 milestone. So that was the main market theme for last night in India. Now, whoever's trading Asian markets over the weekend on Sunday before our Monday open on the US, take a look at Taiwan. Taipei was actually closed. The market was closed overnight because of a typhoon. They're calling it Typhoon Bavi. All right, so watch the order books closely on Monday, especially after the typhoon. They're going to be playing macro catch-up, and most of the counters will be adjusting to all the tech rotations that happened tonight. Now, SK Hynix, of course, that Nasdaq debut spilling over into the Kospi. So monitor the weekend as well as overnight trading in the Western markets to see whether or not that will affect Monday's Kospi's open. There's definitely going to be a triggering major opening gap on the Kospi, especially for chip components in South Korea. And finally, India, Nifty's 24,300 momentum test. All right, so after that breakout earlier, we can see they might be challenging the resistance at 24,300. So check whether or not the IT sentiment will spread over into the mega caps in banking. So those are your tips for the open on Asia on Sunday.
You heard it here first. I guess a couple days here, you can take a look at that Asian market, see how that's shaking up. You can also always check us out over here. We've got one on at 11:30 a.m. to talk about the European markets, and then back again here at 3:30 p.m. to talk about the Asian markets. Send you back to the guys for Power Hour.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to power this hour up here, but I'm just going to look. I mean, here we go, SK Hynix. Oh, by the way, let's go, man. We pat ourselves on the back for this one, and we'll go, that was a good idea, at least. And there's our buy. We wrote... Can't even get us wording over here, Andre. But yeah, we wrote down here today, obviously SK Hynix, our #1 trade idea. It's going to be the #1 stock for me this month. And then we also do have here SpaceX. We didn't do anything on that today. Then we have iBit long at 36. So that's exactly what we have. So there's the iBit long at 36. We write these down at 8 a.m. Make sure you join us every single morning at 8 a.m. We'll talk about the sticky note. It's up all day there on X. You can go check it out for your damn self right now. But we do have Adara back there over at the desk. What you got for us?
Take a look here at LMT here. Lockheed Martin in focus. We've heard stories, I think, all week about LMT maybe getting some deals. Now, this isn't a massive move, but this is still, near high of day, taking a little bit of a tick to the upside. Department of Defense over in the U.S. announcing just now an $850 million, so just shy of $1 billion contract they awarded to Lockheed Martin back in April. So the contract's not new, but the announcement is keep an eye on LMT. Back to you.
Okay.
Lockheed. I mean,
a good way to diversify. Again, if you're, some people won't hold LMT for reasons, but if you did want to get away from maybe that sort of AI or some sort of technology look, man, Lockheed Martin.
I think part of the issue,
fortunately, part of this world is that. So
part of the issue is they've been there's been all this pressure where they've been saying we don't want you guys doing buybacks, and until you guys can get supply back, cancel your buybacks. Not any good, and maybe you're getting the fatigue from the two wars, but all of the defense stocks have just been languishing. And what the thing about the defense stocks is, believe me, if you don't think they will go sideways for a long time, trust me, there are some long lulls. This had one the entire year last year. It just went sideways. The breakouts are worth it when they break out, but these can go sideways for a while. The good news is they're going sideways while a bunch of other defense names are going still trend down, which might make you favor it. It's also got a sloping up 200 period moving average. So I like Lockheed, but there are only 10 minutes to go to the imbalances. I don't know if there's going to be one last pop to try and retake that short on SK Hynix. That's about the only thing I'm looking at today. With the last couple of minutes here going into the end of the session. And again, not many big imbalances here at the end of the day. The early looks. Pinterest is probably a nothing burger than million shares. It's slightly moving down 1.5%. That's kind of, 1 million shares is good into 4 million, but it's not a lot of notional value for a stock that's $22. You'd like to see that a little bit bigger. So I'll just keep on looking at SK Hynix. Maybe we'll see something in DRAM at the end of the day. Never really know. This one's just been going sideways. If another leg gets taken down, maybe DRAM can be a little something short into VWAP at the close. Maybe they have a sell imbalance. I doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a Micron had a move or that had an imbalance, but sideways action all afternoon. We got CNN saying satellite activity monitored at Iranian nuclear sites may constitute a violation of memorandum of understanding. Isn't it funny? Before you finish reading the headline, you already know exactly where it's going. And we're not moving in USO.
Who knows? That should be an interesting one there. We only have 10% left of IBIT. Yeah, I don't know. You can look at USO. I have one more trade ID. I'm going to take the break of 168.
Yes.
If it breaks 168 right there, I'm going to take the afternoon break. That's it right down here. We've bounced off of it a couple times. That's 167.70. I'm not sure it's going to be a huge move, but if we do get that little whoosh factor, we could just see people say, you know what? That's nice. We've had our time on our fun here. We're going to sell our position and see what happens over the weekend, potentially, as one was mentioning there about the Kospi and everything. So we'll give it a shot. That low is 168.40s. We can almost short that, but I'd rather just short the even dollar, see if that provides some kind of pressure, and we'll do it with a quarter of a unit, as I've already mentioned. So if that has an idea there, we'll do that. All right. I don't know. I got this iced coffee was from McDonald's because it's $1, but Starbucks there 106. Just seeing if that was doing anything there. It came across. It's trying to break down below the day's low there for Starbucks. Came across the scanners as well. So there's Starbucks breaking the low of the day right now and then bouncing off of it. So we missed that trade a little bit, but that would have been something. Look at these futures. We're now moments away, right? 7 minutes away from this eventually coming through. Nasdaq, New York, all these names, they're not going to mean anything until we get the imbalances. So we still have SK Hynix up there, XLF on a sell side for the ETF for the banks. And I don't know if we looked at too many of the banks today. We did look at Robinhood and SoFi. It's rarely been a day where it's gotten colder throughout the day. I feel like that's what's happened here today. I feel like it's cool. It's chill. Maybe I'm just absorbing all of the.
I know the difference for me. At least in the morning, I'm drinking a coffee most of the day.
The hair is standing up.
I don't have a warm drink in the afternoon, so therefore
what's going on
freezing
right now. But
you also got an iced coffee. You got to drink.
Who cares, man? The iced coffee doesn't matter. No.
Because then it warms up the hands.
People said if you're really warm, you should drink warm things. See ya?
Huh?
I think Is it
Is
true?
that a thing?
Well, coming from maybe your home, like if it's super warm out, I thought if you're drinking warm, like you drink a warm tea, it helps neutralize or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know.
If you drink colder water, or if you drink something with ice and it's hot outside, it's harder for your body to like digest. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it works the other way, like room temperature.
I got a water down here, then a cold water.
Like I drink my water at room temperature. Like I don't put ice in my water. I like it at room temperature. Like I'm not one of like that's, but I'm not drinking a hot thing if I'm hot. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
anyways, warm water hydrates you faster. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
I was asked about my thoughts on Hive. The problem with the companies that are doing the pivot to AI infrastructure, it's like it's when you're pivoting at the point where some of the names are pulling back. So I think a lot of times, like the hype happened, you made the pivot, you made the breakout. It literally broke out when it was taking the 200-period moving average. It's dipped and holding the 200-period moving average. So my thought is until it's holding above that again, wait for that. And this is not a bad look. I look at this and I see a couple of bottoming tail candles under the 200-period, but every single time it tries to retest and hold above, has a decent chance to close higher. If it breaks out from here at 350, that's a bit of a trend break. Rounded bottom, I guess it's more like it's probably closer to 360, 365 than it is 350, but I'm splitting hairs. That's a nice rounded bottom for potential breakout. But the problem with this is, look, there's your rounded bottom. Look what happened today. It rejected that little break and is closing underneath. So it's still, I would say it's like kind of a wait and see mode. Because you've already gotten the move from this story, like the initial hype spike for Hive. So you're looking for something technical that shows you've made the higher low, and that's not really there just yet. Just heard something about that sober stock. No, not really any volume. If I hear anything in my ear, I'm going to jump in, but like, what are you going to do? Like, you're not chasing a down move. This already dropped 20 cents from 72 to 52, and it's already bouncing. And the volume's 200,000 shares. That looks like a good move. SOBR has done 200,000 shares on a penny stock, so not very tradable.
No, we wind up getting out here of Nvidia as it winds up breaking that 70 level. So we get out right now as it's starting to go lower here on NVDA. So that's out there. We're still waiting for SK Hynix to break. And we said that SpaceX looks like it was heading a little bit lower as well. And boy, oh boy, we nailed that one. We didn't short it, but yeah, we had talked about this maybe 20 minutes or so ago as it was trying to get lower, and there it is taking out some levels. There is SpaceX as well. Nothing's halting right now, so not much to go over on that front. And their PLTR, yeah, thoughts on PLTR? What's up, PMAC? Thanks for asking us that one in the chat there. PMAC, thoughts on Palantir? And yeah, man, I mean, my thoughts on the longer term aren't huge. I do think that there is going to be some levels that we may test again. I mean, even that $100 mark might be something. And I was just actually talking to somebody that was asking me about Palantir or some of my trade ideas. And I said, Palantir might be a good idea here at some of these levels, just because it does have some get up to it. And we've seen it try to work off of some of those lows before, right? And so like we worked off of this 127, we got back up to 160. We came back into 130 again. We got back to 160 again. So now we're back into this 130 level. And of course we had some hiccups, right? The IGV blew up all over itself, and we got some, negative trades, to talk about in the space for sure. So we got to be careful about holding it against some of these lows. But I think to start a position now on Palantir wouldn't be the end of the world. The only problem is the 50-period moving average. Like we've broken above, and we broke above there and faded again. So we didn't make that run. So I don't mind Palantir at these levels. It's getting close to being, potentially, if the Nasdaq slips up a little bit, Palantir will fall. But coming into earnings season right now, most of these companies, man, have had pretty solid earnings. And I think Palantir will once again put up a good quarter. So, we'll wait to see if that one wants to work out. But yeah, for me, thanks PMAC, I think Palantir is a decent opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I do own Palantir, but every stock I talk about on the show, pretty much, I've got some kind of a piece in, maybe not SK Hynix or anything yet, but yeah, we do like some Palantir. And just because of SK Hynix, like SoFi I have, and I own the Nasdaq, I trade the TQs. We obviously own a lot of Nvidia as well. All right, here it is. So we are getting ready to break 168. Now that could happen. This is the problem. If it happens, Man, I should be putting
On
on
the
this
imbalances.
vest over here now. It is really,
That's what I'm saying.
it's
getting
really
it's
cold
getting colder.
in here now. But if we
guys see
break
me
below
doing
this
this.
168 there on imbalances, that's not as attractive to me. You know, I'd rather have had it broke on momentum there. So we'll still take that quarter of a unit, but it's going to be a quick out if it doesn't work out for us. So let's wait to see what happens now on SK Hynix and this imbalance, which is out in just over 1 minute.
Yeah, just about a minute to go. L20 Nardi is asking about CRML. I know this is what critical metals, I believe Sharif calls it the criminal for obvious reasons. These names have been under a lot of pressure recently, whether it's MP, CRML. They're just in a bit of a downward push. So downward trend, yuck, and more yuck. There is a flat bottom break just underneath $7. For everyone's sake, I hope it doesn't happen. But stocks like this, short till it's not. There's so many things out there that are uptrends that you can play into. Like buying dips on uptrends is so much more appealing than trying to find a bottom on something which is just falling every single day. If you're a day trader, I suppose you should just be coming in looking short on CRML until it stops working. Like look at the last few days. Like when would you have been favoring short? This would have been hard. That's a tricky one. That's not that bad of a problem fade. This one, it just dumps off of the open, kind of dumps off of the open there. Today, fall apart in front of a resistance level. So yeah, it just looks like a short till it's not. Oh, and now we're bouncing on SK Hynix, going in imbalances. So going into the imbalances, that just bounced pretty heavily.
There it is. So Nvidia's, wow, everything's really small here today. Is this right? Oh, it's sorted by size. That's why I sorted it by time. Okay, so here we go. Cisco. Wow, Cisco with a buy. We don't see, wow, 121 for Cisco. Okay, Cisco, slow down. My guy there. Look at Cisco, nice price action there. Rivian with a sell. Hynix not really doing too much on this imbalance there. There it is, man. We got a little bit of a buy coming through. Mag 7, all of that. I'll be bringing some gloves here on Monday, I think. This is going to be too much.
Trading the fingerless gloves?
The Apple's a bid. Other than that, man.
You said Rivian, right?
Yeah, Rivian was a buy?
No,
that's
a 1.5 sell. It actually moved the stock. Rivian broke low of the day on that. Now down 2.25%. They're getting smoked, Rivian. Well, whatever. It's not been a good day for Rivian, but it's still a pretty good move. Did that
No, I didn't see it as a sell. I don't think it really.
That's a huge reverse.
It didn't come as a buy or anything. It didn't. It just. I don't even know what it came.
Look at that candle, though.
To be honest with you, but here we go again, man. It's SK Hynix world, and we're all living in it. So here we go, man. SK Hynix right now trying to go well. We'll see what happens with it. If it does break 68, I'm going to try it just for a small amount, and we'll give it. There's a big size there on SK Hynix at 68. There it is. So we'll see. I mean, big size. The problem is you got to borrow shares to short this thing. So I'm not sure anybody actually has enough shares to short it unless they're long already.
Yeah,
so we'll see there. Maybe some synthetic longs. I don't know. There's no options yet. So, all right, here we go. Breaking through 168. I'm going to give it a go. It's only a quarter of a unit. Hey, man, we lose on this one. We're going to give it a go now on SK Hynix. I'll just give it back to, okay, well, I guess it broke. We got short there underneath 168. So it looks like they're trying to hold it. I'll put a bid in the 50s, see if it does crack a little bit lower. But it's not really doing a whole heck of a lot. It's a quarter of a unit. We tried it. All we can do is give that a go. We'll put it up at 168. Let's go to 168.50s. If it breaks that, then we'll just get outward. The most we're trying to look for here is that 50 cents or so. So, yeah, it looks like we just did get a good little buyer there. Look, see, it's not breaking that 168. Like, it just hit like 1 million plus shares there, and someone just bought the whole thing up, and basically with a pegged order there, like an order that has shares underneath it, a reserve, an iceberg order, however you want to call it. It just didn't want to go. So, hey, man, we might be winding up losing the 60 cents or so here on SK Hynix, just on very small trade. We were hoping that it would break and continuation. But, like if I was panicking here and this was like any kind of a bigger position, I probably would get out now because we've seen it hold, and it's not really worth holding, to the upside to risk your whole day or anything significant like that. So we'll just get flattened out here if it takes out 50. So there it is, man. SK Hynix holding the 168. For now, that looks like a great long. And look, we can always just remember that for Monday. If it winds up holding 168, we'll see if that's the case. But
I'm favoring short on Monday.
Oh yeah, I think just to watch out for what Cerebras did or what SpaceX did on its first week.
Because Cerebras was a good continuation short for a couple of days. Like it was giving you, like it would just lose the bid, and if you got a fill, you were laughing for a couple of days on Cerebras. But we'll see what happens with SK Hynix. That Cisco, by the way, that $2 million to the buy side on Cisco, it does provide an opportunity for that 355 reversion trade, but it's already pulling back without it even pairing off. Like they're just like that trade is getting so crowded that people are reverting these imbalances before it even flips. Like it didn't even budge off the 2 million buy, and it's already pulling back as the traders are getting on the other side. So we're gonna go up to Sia, talk a little bit about crypto. Kind of a weird day for crypto because it did start out so strong. Blame Circle. It's all Circle's fault.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's take a look at, we discussed this story about Circle earlier in the day, just a couple more things we're going to talk about and just going over it again. So Circle is the issuer of the world's second largest stablecoin, that's USDC, has received approval from the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, that's the OCC, to establish a national trust bank. As of today, shares are still up 4.5% on the day. So the Circle National Trust, which is what the bank will be called, will provide fiduciary digital asset custody services for Circle and its affiliates when it opens. So under its approved business plan, the bank could potentially later offer these custody services to a limited number of institutional customers, including banks and other regulated financial institutions. Also, the charter allows CRCL to pursue plans to manage reserves backing its USDC stable coin under OCC supervision, though the company has said that the reserve management remains rather a future capability discussion over here. But let's take a look at how crypto overall is doing today. So BTC up a little over 1% today, trading around the $63,900 region. ETH, Ethereum, we have up almost 2% on the day. It's trading around the 1,790 region. Solana down 0.18% at the moment, trading around the $77 region. And finally, we have XRP that's up on the day, 1% on the $1 region. Sending it back to you.
Thank you, Sia. Now a 1.5 million sell imbalance on SpaceX here. 1.46, whatever, 1.5 million
I mean,
sell
it's
imbalance.
all-time low.
And now it's made an all-time low. It
damn,
just broke all-time lows. That's so dirty. It was actually going up at 350. I think there was a brief buy imbalance for a couple of seconds that threw it off, and it went up a bit. And now it's absolutely tanking. So down at 145. Joe said 145, and from 145 to 135 is the IPO issue price. So I guess don't break 45 today. Break it on Monday. Do it next week. This stock is headed down to 135. That's the next stop. I hope there's a big bid down there for a day trade. But tomorrow we're going to Canada's Wonderland. On Monday, we're going to be looking for a short of SpaceX. I keep saying tomorrow like we're going to be trading on Saturday. But yeah, that imbalance is still holding steady. Right? I put SpaceX up here with that Sky H. 1.4 million. So it's still a sell imbalance going into the close. But the thing is, it's a Nasdaq stock. So when the Nasdaq, you have to have your auction order.
Is this all-time lows for SpaceX? Yeah. I think it is, right?
Yeah, this is all-time.
Did we break 145 before?
No. It was 46, I thought.
No, I have it written down here. 145.20
really?
All-time low.
I thought it was 46. It doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, anyways, we're right here right now for it. Okay. So we'll wait to see what it wants to do right there. SpaceX, 145.20 on a imbalance there of a few million shares, 1.3 million right now. SK Hynix is going to try again through 168. We can see what that does. There's only 2 minutes left though right now. One more try on this one. If it breaks 168, we'll see where it goes. This has been held here. Will it suffer the same fate there of
every other
SPCX
IPO?
And every other IPO, yes, good one there, as SPCX and go down into its all-time lows. And SK Hynix, we're just kidding around about the all-time lows, but it did get to 166 there. So if it does break, that's potentially where it could go here with just a few seconds left. So yeah, man, so far so good here on SK Hynix for the day. Good, actually pretty well received. I mean, obviously it's down from where it opened up. You're going to hear in the media today about, how this name is up 13% or what, but it's not really. It's down from its IPO price of, anything that the public could have got today was 170 right there off open. So if you're good enough to grab it somewhere short up here, then wow, that is a great move for you. I don't see SpaceX on here anymore, so I'm going to assume that is probably.
It did pair.
Paired, yeah, okay, so SPC.
Down to 200,000.
Okay, wow, it's still going to break lower though, I think, anyways. So we'll have to wait. I'm not going to take that SK Hynix break anymore. We did do well, man. That was a good one. So we make, decent amount here on IBIT as, we buy those dips. We don't have any outs that are below any of our ins. So that's good. And whenever that happens, that's pretty good. So a bunch of outs up here above 20. So you can see half of our position out here underneath the 200, half the position out above the 200. That's what trading's all about. Risk manage and make sure that you're okay to survive until Monday. And yeah, man, it's been a good one. Let us know if you're green or red there in the chat. And, hopefully you guys have had
risk management's everything, or you'll get frozen out of the profits. And I'm only saying
it is just ridiculous.
I'm literally doing this the whole time. The shorts are really piling in. You would normally think that in SpaceX, as a sell imbalance pairs off, the expectation is that a stock bounces a little bit. The sell imbalance paired off, there's no bounce in SpaceX. That should tell everybody something. The normal procedure is at least a muted bounce. Even if it went 50 cents up, there isn't a green candle. Doesn't matter that they've paired it off. They're still selling off SpaceX. It is now officially made an all-time low. I know we were $1 early before. Well, it's at an all-time low now. At least it broke it by about 13 cents. But we got the closing bell brought to you by Origenics. Shout out to OGEN over on the NYSE exchange. Shout out to them. Want to thank them for sponsoring the closing bell on what has been SK Hynix Day. At the end of the day, it's SpaceX that takes the cake by crapping all over itself.
And almost, it did make a new low, 145.12 there. So 140, we have 145.07 written down here. SK Hynix looks like it will want to break here at the end of the day, but down to 168 SK, down to 145, new all-time lows there for SpaceX as well. But I'm going to guess, Andre, it's probably nice and cozy over there. They got the heat from the board there. So yeah, probably has, absolutely no idea.
The big rack over there gives off a bunch of heat.
Oh, he's wearing a hoodie anyways. See?
That tells you all
that tells you everybody all you need to know. It's 35 degrees or something. Oh, it is cold. Oh, Fabian even saying it's freezing back there. So, okay.
It is, man.
We'll have to dress. I know, yeah, inside sweater, outside none. But okay, that's fine. We'll be back here on Monday. Of course, there comes Ramin. Ramin's all dressed up in her like kind of jogging pants, hoodie type of thing there, sweatpants.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, I think that's the right call for Monday for sure. But
bring the hoodie.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to Canada's Wonderland tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. I think the weather's supposed to be great this week.
I didn't check.
No, it is. I checked
hope
already.
So.
So yeah,
probably should check if you're going to a theme park.
No. It's supposed to be great, and because we have a bunch of stuff organized for this.
Say happy birthday to Debs.
Yes. So I'll tell her to say that. Probably not watching now.
Sean's
mom. Yeah, my mom's birthday. Happy 73rd birthday to her, and we'll go celebrate that on Sunday. Girls Baseball Day at High Park tomorrow, so we'll be there. We're doing some sort of a banana ball kind of stuff with the girls there tomorrow. Speakers, everything. I'm bringing my big
fun stuff.
Yeah, my big carry Bluetooth speaker there. We'll have some some females.
Best rule in banana ball. It's a new thing. I don't know if they do it all the time. If a ball gets hit into the foul into the stands,
it gets caught.
Well, it's a live ball,
right?
And they can throw it back into the infield and still try to get the runner out. So the runner's still advancing as the ball's in the
fun time, but I don't know.
I would love to just go have a few brews and watch a banana ball game, but they sell out right quick, man, and they don't come to Canada. But hey, want to thank you guys for all the super chats, all the fun. It definitely warms our hearts, even if the studio is freezing us. So want to give everyone a big shout out.
We should really see what that thermostat.
I'm going to. The second we finish this, I'm going to check. I bet you it's set up for like.
I'd say it's going to say 20. I'm going to say it's 20 degrees in here.
It's not room temperature. I can promise you that, which is 21 in Celsius.
I am tired. I'm tired, man. What a busy week.
It's been a busy week.
We've been out late every night, man. We had late baseball, and but it's been fun. It's we put out a lot of energy for this show for you guys. Although we're sitting down and we're not doing too much, but there's a lot of stuff going on. throughout it. So, okay, man, good show. Have a good time this weekend.
Shout out, of course,
the
to the
Jays
team in the back.
play this, and then it's All-Star game next week, right? So
All-Star game is
Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that?
I think it's like, Monday,
Yeah,
Tuesday,
so I think
Wednesday.
this is the last there for baseball. So go out, enjoy some baseball games. Thanks, Sia. Thanks for Adara. What, you guys got plans this weekend?
Nothing of note, honestly, nothing too crazy.
Messia sleeping, I see in the background there. Okay, well, hey, man, get that rest. We need you here on Monday. So we'll be seeing everybody else on Monday, 8 a.m. Fabian, Tiffany, everybody, Andre, everybody that's back there. One, thank you so much. One, thank you to my guy over there. I did already, Fabian. Brendan, how about that? And we missed his birthday, so happy belated birthday
Brendan.
to Brendan. I have no idea what day it was, but I heard Sharif's mention that we missed it. So happy belated to Brendan.
He never
Yeah, man,
says
Brendan turned 34 this year. So shout out to Brendan and age. And Brampton, again, another representation there. So we're all three of us from Brampton, man. Neil, myself, and Brendo, all a Brampton connection. Joe from Rexdale. Hope, Joe, you're having a good time wherever. Oh, he's in Ottawa.
He's in
see you
Ottawa,
guys. See you on
man,
Monday.
nation's
See you,
capital.
Sharif, as well.